Okay, we're here. Chapter 29 of the Ironslag campaign. Just going to give kind of a half-assed recap from last time. It was basically you guys had reached the Yak Folk village on the way to Ironslag. You were denied access to the big adamantine front doors, so you kind of clambered up the side of the mountain along 12,000 steps or so. And infiltrated your way into this Yak Folk village. Actually, it wasn't much of an infiltration. It was just pretty much, hey, you guys.
Hey, what's going on?
You pretty much had cleared out the entire. It was really divided into two sections. There was like a west half and a east half, and the bigger west half you guys cleared out by the beginning of last session, and then you went around and found what slaves were still alive because the Yak folk had been killing them rather than let them escape or be freed. But some of them survived. So you were able to talk to them and found out that, the Yak folk had some sort of alliance or partnership or something with the fire giants. And they would occasionally bring up slaves and they'd be sent into the mines. And indeed, there was an entrance into the mines from the village itself. So after talking with the slaves, you were interrupted at one point by some of the less attentive Yak folk from the east portion of the village, who knocked on the door saying, "Hey, what's going on?" And you guys kind of took care of them. Pretty much not too big of a problem with that. But after all the Yak folk had been cleared out and all the slaves freed, you then kind of set yourselves onto the task of, okay, how do we get into this place? There was that great big water wheel, which had some sort of a mechanism that went inside that was kind of proving to be a challenge for you to get to because it was behind a great big portcullis. But Groot assumed it, I believe it's a form of a spider or some small critter, and was able to get inside through the hole that this huge water wheel was, its axle went into this larger chamber. And after following that, he figured out that this thing was tied into some great big mechanism that was hooked up to these great huge chains that seemed to be lifting this elevator up, and occasionally it would stop like at each level and then gradually make its way up to the top and then go back down again, all automated. So, that was kind of a nifty mechanism, but so he went back out, and you guys combined your strength to manage to get get the big portcullis open enough so that you could get inside. And once inside, you guys all saw for yourself this great big elevator going up and down. But in addition to that, there was a staircase, a spiral staircase, also going down. And you guys decided that rather than risk the elevator, you would take the stairs. And so that's pretty much where we left off. I'm going to move us over to the Yak Folk map, even though you're kind of leaving it. You guys were...
Yakety yak.
Right here was where the spiral staircase was, and then this great big...
Look at all those bodies.
Yak shaving day was over. I'm gonna yak.
Bring out your yaks.
So,
you have yakety sax queued up at some point?
Ooh, that would be.
I do have a soundboard, but I can't play through this thing. I guess one thing I forgot to confirm last time, if you guys you hadn't taken a long rest since your last combat, had you? I believe I have.
Yes, we did.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we did.
Okay.
In anticipation.
Okay, because I had cracked down from his max from 52, so he needs to be upgraded. I thought it would have been odd that you guys hadn't done that. So,
because you actually had us roll to see if we were bothered by the Yak folk. I think that was before the Yak folk.
That's right. And eventually they did come, people. But you did manage to finish your long rest. I remember now.
Yeah.
So. Or wait, was that at the end of it though? Did you take the damage after that long rest?
I don't think they really damaged us.
Well, Crack's down to 24 out of 52, but I don't remember if he was healed up or not. I am going to say I'm just going to max out his hit points because I can't remember if it was before. I do remember that attack coming towards the end of the long rest, but I don't remember if he had gotten healed. I'm just, for simplicity, I'll assume that he's at max for now, just because I don't want to mess with it. Looks like the rest of you guys
Everybody else maxed up?
Yeah, I was gonna say the rest of you guys look to be in pretty decent shape, hit point wise.
Yeah, I'm all
Yep.
maxed up.
Maxed up.
All right.
We are properly pumped for this adventure.
So you guys are standing around this spiral staircase that is going down into total darkness. So
Who's going first?
I will.
who amongst the party
Okay.
does not have dark vision?
We all do.
Okay, yep, and Crack does too. So that's not going to be an issue. And I guess it would be good to establish marching order as... I'm assuming that Crack's going to be kind of in the lead, so to speak, or at least one of the people in the lead.
Yeah, that's fine.
Does someone have like pass with silence or whatever like that?
Without
Pass without
trace.
trace?
Yeah,
I do. I can cast that.
that might be useful to have on us.
Right.
I will. So we'll do a ritual casting of that.
Okay, what's
I
the
don't wanna-
duration on that?
8 hours, I think.
Okay.
Or an hour. At most an hour. It's an hour.
It's an hour? Okay. Yeah, so we'll have to see how long that goes. If you can cast it ritually, it shouldn't be an issue. So you guys start descending down this spiral staircase, and all is quiet around you except for the noise of your clanking armor. If you've got that pass without trace, it's not as noticeable, definitely, as it would be otherwise. But you can't help but make the occasional scuffling noise because it's absolutely dead quiet down here. Once you go down a few spirals, you can kind of feel this mountain kind of closing in around you like it's swallowing you.
It's all around me.
Yeah.
Ah, I can't take this, man.
And the staircase eventually ends in what looks to be like a long deserted hallway leading down further, which you guys then proceed to follow. This area it looks like it's definitely was a mine, but it looks like it hasn't been in active use for many, many decades. Basically, think kind of Moria from Lord of the Rings. There's a lot of debris laying around, like ore carts overturned or smashed. There, you can see the remnants of some old disused mining track, like spiked rails would ride on, buckets and smashed debris. But it's mainly, obviously, very, very disused. But even without ranger skills, you guys can tell that there is a path that's been more recently disturbed. It's clear of dust and cobwebs, unlike most of what you're seeing. So while it's eerie and your footsteps do echo kind of disturbingly back to you, you don't get the sense of anything immediately in this area. And this passageway kind of goes down, twists back, doubles back, but this main passage is fairly easy to follow. If one of you guys want to make a survival check to see if you manage to avoid getting lost down here,
I'll do that.
I would say roll it.
Can I aid him?
Sure. Well, I was going to say you can actually roll it with advantage, but it doesn't matter. The 17 will do it for you no matter what.
Oh,
Because this path you basically can tell that there's one path that's pretty regularly traveled and there's not a lot of deviation off to either side from it. So, and some of these footsteps you can tell are definitely big. I mean, the yak folk were large creatures, but you're able to pick out here and there, distinct footprints in, layers of dust that would definitely be larger, much larger than a yak person. But you see no sign or hear no sign of anything for quite a long ways. Again, this is a series of tunnels that kind of switch back and double back. All the while, you can kind of feel it going down. There are occasional side passages that branch off, but again, don't seem like anything that you guys would be interested in because there's no evidence of traffic in or out of them. And it definitely, at least a couple hours pass, so you'd have to like ritually recast the pass without trace, which I'm assuming you're going to keep doing, so that
Sure.
You bet.
as long as you're not in combat. So after a few hours of doubling back
Holy
and
crap.
descending down, and there's occasionally these additional staircases that go down and advance past levels, you start to hear faintly a noise. very faint, but you can pick up the sound of what seem like distant hammer falls, occasional rumblings in the distance. It sounds like you might be drawing nearer to an active area of the mine. But you think you have passed down probably at least a half, if not more, of the whole mountain, traveling down into this mine. So this mine must just crisscross back and forth,
Zigzag down.
all the
Okay.
way down this mountain.
Should we yell out hello and see if anybody comes?
The pass without trace won't help you in that
idea.
case.
Where are the giants at?
And we're not looking for giants. We're looking for dwarves. Remember that.
Yeah, well, when we scream, we're gonna find giants.
Yeah. Whee!
So unless you guys decide to do something else, you can kind of keep proceeding. Do you head the path, like I said, following these this trail, so to speak, it definitely takes you in the direction that those sounds are coming from. And
Let's keep
as
the
you
sound.
as you proceed forward, they start to become closer, and you can eventually get to the point that you can kind of see faint torchlight ahead, flickering up and around a corner. And you do hear the sound of hammers striking metal. You hear things like what sounds like rocks being dumped into a metal container of some sort, some various creaking noises, or things like a cart being moved along rails, that sort of thing.
Hey, Groot, you want to go be a tiny thing and crawl around and see what you see up there? Instead of all six of us poking our head around the corner and.
Sure.
Okay, let me see. I can get this set up here in lieu of that. Roll20 does not like these huge ass maps.
Huge.
I'm going to get this ready, and I have you guys be kind of off to the side around a corner. And Groot, I'm just going to use your regular token for now, just because it's easier.
That is fine.
Okay. All right, let me move you guys over to this map. So there's kind of a corner that this passageway turns around, and Groot, you creep ahead, and you can see that further ahead, the passage widens into a larger area that looks like an excavation site. In addition to the torch, you see there's a whole bunch of slaves of various ethnicities. You can make out gnomes and dwarves. There's dozens of them here, all working. Like I said, they're hammering or carrying stone or rubble or ore or whatever it is that they're mining.
Sorry to interrupt, Paul. Am I supposed to be seeing a new map?
Yeah, we haven't.
I haven't moved you over there. I was just about to.
Oh, okay. That's fine. Okay.
I'll do that now. So this is the map, or this is the area that you guys are in. You are positioned at the far southern side of the map. So there's, like I said, a couple dozen slaves working, and you can see two larger creatures that look kind of reptilian amphibian. You can see that their skin is what looks to be kind of glowing red hot, and there's visible heat waves kind of emanating from them. And these two creatures seem to be overseeing these slaves working. They're kind of parading back and forth, and occasionally giving one of them a cuff. And just kind of snarling at him.
All right. Well, I think I'll go a little farther in, and I want to see if there's more down that direction.
Which direction?
It looks like that is an opening down there. Do you see that click?
I don't.
Down there, Paul.
I'm not
I
seeing
don't
any
see your
clicks.
click.
Do
Yeah.
you see mine on there?
No.
I don't see yours either.
Huh.
Oh, great. Good job, Roll20.
Oh,
The
reload.
one directly ahead of you.
There we
up
go.
There we go.
Yep, it was just slowed. Okay. That is a passageway that descends. It doesn't look like it's used. It looks like it kind of descends deeper into the mines in one way.
The one that's closest to me,
Yeah. Well, no,
not that's over the bridge, right?
that
That
green
one.
ping right there, that looks like it goes off into a separate unused section of the mine. Either it's been cleared out. You don't see any lights or hear any noise coming from that direction.
Okay. Okay. And I guess I will slide forward a little bit just to make sure that I don't see anything farther down. I know you revealed it, but I just want to make sure that I don't see anything that untoward.
What form of did you take?
A spider.
Okay. Then
Yeah.
it's unlikely that anyone's going to spot you. I'm not even going to roll for it. So, so you make kind of slower progress as a spider, but just as a regular sized one anyway. You see that these 4 slaves who look to be gnomes are loading up this cart full of ore that is being picked up from the other slaves in the other area. This
I don't
whole
see
thing
anything
right
else down
here,
that hallway then.
this whole thing right
Yep,
there,
yep.
that's not really there. This track is open, and you can see that the cart is going to be pushed further along this track.
Okay. All right. Well, then I will go back.
Oh, there is a bit
No.
of a this part here looks like it's a chasm of some sort. So there's actually a bridge kind of over that
Okay.
area.
Okay. I will go back and tell my compatriots what I saw.
And there's plenty of noise here too, so you guys don't have to really make stealth checks to talk quietly amongst yourselves. You don't think?
So,
So
are those
that's-
10-foot squares?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
This.
those are considered large creatures?
Yes.
two
The
fire
amphibious,
things?
the glowing hot amphibious creatures look to be large in size.
Create water inside of them. Be interesting.
So what would you guys
Yeah.
like to do?
Kill some stuff.
Well,
Run away.
first thing I'm gonna do is to drink my potion of fire resistance.
How long does it last?
1 hour.
Okay.
Oh,
3 minutes.
one small point of detail as well. All of these slaves again have the manacled feet, so their movement rate is basically 5. They can only kind of shuffle along.
Right.
The same deal that the slaves had in the Yak folk village up above.
Okay.
Is there? I assume there's like a rock ceiling over all of this.
Yeah, the ceiling is about 20 feet high, and the passages generally are about 20 feet wide. You know, basically just big enough to fit a fire giant through.
Okay. I wonder if there's fire giants down here.
Think?
I'm sure there
Yeah.
are. but
You
That's
think?
crazy talk.
doesn't
Well,
look like there are right here.
Someone want to go give those salamanders a hug?
yeah, I'm guessing we're gonna have to. Or do
Yeah.
we want to do subterfuge and try and walk in and say, hey, we're looking for muckety muck biggity big guy, and give him the old fake salute and.
What does Crack think?
Crack Fry wants to go in.
Yeah, he like
Axes
hefts
blazing.
his warhammer, and he's like, yeah. I'm all for busting some skulls.
No,
It's
just-
too bad. Most of my offensive spell attacks are fire based.
Yeah,
I can't
unfortunately.
jump for a cold or
That's why
Snow.
I took lightning.
yeah. I don't have those
Drinking-
options.
Drinking potion of fire resistance potions doesn't sound like a bad idea.
No,
But I don't know. There's
I'm
only
gonna-
2 salamanders, so I guess
I'm gonna
just
save mine. I usually hang back and shoot anyway, so I have I could give one up to somebody if they don't have one.
Yeah, about the only thing I've got that'll use against these are my Warhammer and my spiritual Mac 10.
Yeah.
Did everybody get a potion of fire resistance or something?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, I believe the dwarves gave them to you before departing Citadel Adbar.
Ah, I did not write that down.
They
There's
kind of
a
anticipated
little-
you'd be going against fire giants, so they might come in handy.
Does our little dwarven friend have one as well?
Yeah, I didn't have it in his inventory, but he would have, since he's accompanying you from
Yeah.
Citadel Adbar, he would have been similarly equipped.
Just making sure.
Okay, so how do we want to start this thing?
Although Crack says he might save his for when he actually sees a fire
Yeah.
giant.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not drinking mine now.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold off too.
Yeah, maybe I will.
How far am I? Like, if I'm. Oh, okay. That's
Pop
not
up.
right. That's got to be double, right?
Oh. Yeah, because those are 10
Yeah,
foot
that
squares.
can't be right.
Okay, hang on. I might not have set the scale up. Give me a second.
That's okay. Yeah.
This is actually
'Cause-
fairly easy to tweak, I think. Try it now.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's better.
How far is does any of you have something that like automatically hits? I think one of you guys has magic missile, right?
I believe.
Serendial does.
Magic missile. Yeah, I have magic missile. Do you want me to shoot it into the darkness?
I want you to shoot at that guy and injure him before I shoot.
I
Excuse me.
will hit him with. You want me to hit him with a lightning bolt? Actually, if I
Yeah.
can get, I can
Yeah.
get an angle and get both of those guys.
Right,
Do it.
and then
Yeah, they're
and
not
then-
just standing
and
there
a
in one spot,
of
but they
slaves.
cross paths frequently
Yeah.
enough that you could probably line them
Don't
up for an
kill a
attack.
slave.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. Like, what's the distance? I don't want to fry a
Collateral.
slave at the same time.
It's 120.
So if I like,
Well, actually, you could probably do it.
I could probably do it.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I can. Before we start anything, I'm going to
Yeah.
click my heels together, and start my blade song
Click, click.
because I don't want to.
Yeah, if you stand right there, you won't hit anyone but them, kind of thing.
Yeah, because my plan is to have you injure them, and then I can get my damage bonuses right away
All right.
with my arrows.
Would I be able to get in that position without them seeing me? I would have to sneak, I would assume.
You would need to make a stealth check, and it would be opposed by their perception checks.
My stealth is well, it's 3, which is still shit. I
Would the
could
pass
check
without
this
trace
ability.
affect that?
Yeah.
Yep,
Oh,
you
it
get a
does.
plus 10.
I get a plus 10. Well, then hell, let's do it.
Okay.
Right there actually looks like it would be right about the right angle.
Did you want us to do initiative yet,
Might wanna
or
back
No. Well, I'm first.
Well,
Let's see what happens here with lightning.
yeah?
Yeah. So
It's
Serendy will go
only
ahead and
100
make a
feet, so
stealth
it
check
should-
to see if you manage to get within range.
Uh-huh.
Is that track on the floor or is it elevated?
It's on the floor.
So
Okay.
20.
So 20.
10 plus 10.
They're gonna need a damn good. Oh,
Roll.
one
Oh,
one
look.
almost sees you. He like kind of looks at you, and you like freeze, and his eyes just kind of move over you. But they do not notice you, so you're able to creep close enough to get them both in range of your lightning bolt. So I'm going to go ahead and bring up the initiative tracker. We're going to get basically Tim's going to get a bonus round. Yeah. Actually, we'll go ahead and do your Zot. Go ahead and roll your damage, and I'll just apply that first, and then we can start initiative.
Do is hot.
All right, I'm gonna hold on. Let's see. Lightning bolt.
It's a Dex
Lightning
15
bolt.
DC save.
I'm just trying to decide if I want to put extra oomph on it. No, I do not.
On it.
No.
25.
Okay, so one definitely failed it, and this is lightning damage.
Oh, Jesus. 2 for an initiative. Holy
Nice.
shit. Oh my god.
Well, you got a little time to
Tomorrow.
think.
I got time to think, yeah.
That's the way I look at it.
The other
Yeah,
one,
you can just go tomorrow, Don.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna guys. I'm gonna take a nap quick. Wake me up if you need me or anything.
Looks
Kyle,
like
I
they
think
both
they're
failed
camp-
their save, so
Yes.
they basically there's this tremendous crack of lightning and thunder as this bolt flies through the air. The slaves all just scream in unison, and these amphibious creatures just like turn around just in time to get this thing full in the face, and it just basically scorches them. And
Zat.
I'm going to roll initiative for them. Say we'll join combat.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Nice shot.
Wow. Okay. So, they're going to react fast, but Serendil and Samuel are going to get there first. So go ahead, Serendil. You started this. Looks like you're next in line.
And I'll end it.
Oh, I got to
too.
get cracking there too. Hang on. I'll end it.
I don't want to waste. I could hit him with another lightning bolt, but then if we face fire giants, I'm kind of
Keep
Right.
one of those matches dry. Yeah.
yeah. I feel like I keep it dry. So I'm gonna chromatic orb, I think, or should I? Well, scorching ray is gonna do jack, so I'm gonna do
Right.
chromatic orb.
Against which
Bam.
guy?
20. This guy. Sorry, the first guy.
Okay. So AC
20 hit him?
Yes, that definitely hits.
All right, and I'll cast that at the second level as a cold.
Yeah.
Okay.
So 21 cold damage.
Okay, and the cold does definitely seem to do more than normal. He definitely feels that, and he screeches in this foreign language that I'm assuming none of you can speak Ignan.
I speak jive.
Stewardess. Okay, that's Serendil then. Samuel, you're up.
Come in some slack, Jack.
I can get to about there with a dash.
Okay, you
So-
dash up to Serendil's side. All right, then these amphibious fire-like creatures. So, yeah, okay, so they have these spears that they take out, and the spear actually immediately starts glowing red hot. Like the actual heat from their bodies is heating up this weapon. And the range on this is what? That really sucks range-wise. Because he is a full 60 feet away from you. Yeah, he's actually just going to dash up to you. And you can feel the heat baking off of this guy as he approaches.
Right.
The
Is
other
his name
guy...
Heat Miser by any chance?
Yeah.
Heat miser.
And the other guy actually... He's going to dash off towards the tracks the other way. Like he's going to get help.
Yeah.
Damn it. Get him.
Mirror, you're
Of
up.
course he is.
All right.
We might have to blow that bridge up.
I think that'd be about 30 feet. I'm gonna shoot at that guy. My longbow. What did I shoot?
Bam.
That hits.
25?
Yep.
Okay. And then I'm gonna do my damage here, and then I'm going to do the hunter mark also. So 15 for the first one.
Second hits as well. He's looking
All right.
badly wounded.
Well, hopefully I can help that along. And one more time with that. So another 15.
Okay, you drop him. The two arrows just slam right through his body, and he collapses to the rail, and the rail actually
Jeez.
starts smoking from the heat from his body, even in death. But
Okay.
he is no more.
Nice.
So that's you, Mirror. Crack. He looks frustrated that he doesn't have an opponent to immediately kill. So he's just going to dash. He heard
That other one.
you shouting, hey, there's somebody else there. So 20. Yeah, he'll get up to around about the slaves at the cart, and that's about as far as he can go. But he, like, is pointing at that salamander and kind of frantically waving his arms.
Yep.
Groot.
Okay, how far can I get? My move is 35. What is my move as a snake? I'm guessing it's not much more. Polar bear?
Ooh.
That's 40. I don't think it's fast enough.
From the speed he was moving,
Ooh.
you would guess that his movement speed is probably about 30.
Dire wolf is 50.
Ooh, there you go.
Mm.
A panther, but I don't think he has enough hit points. At 13 hit points, I don't think I'd last very long. So, hang on. One more thing. All right. I guess my best bet is a dire wolf. So that's a bonus. That's a bonus action to do that. So then I guess I will. Sorry, gotta drag that over. Ooh, he is huge.
Yeah.
Salamander's gonna get his ass kicked by me. All right. Then my dash 50 gets me about there, and then
Oh, nice.
just right behind him.
I would say
All
that
right.
you would be able to actually get within reach so that you get an opportunity attack. You can tell, though,
Okay.
again, being that close to him, that if you touch him, you're probably going to take damage.
Well, okie dokie.
Okay, so that's Groot. Valdry, you're up.
Pee on him.
Oh, I don't get an attack now.
No, if you dash.
Oh, that's right, a dash. Damn it! I want to use that roll because then he maybe knocks prone. That'd be wonderful.
So I'm going to dash over by, get as close as I can to this closest slave or whatever. So that's my move for this time, is just to do a dash, and I think 60 feet gets me about right there. That's about all I can do.
Okay, the slave is just like cowering down from you. Like, don't kill me, don't kill me.
I'm here to save you.
Okay, we're back at the top. Serendil.
Kill it! Kill it!
Want to kill it? How hurt does it look? I mean, would I know? Is its burning glow? Is its ember kind of less than it was?
No, you can't really tell.
Okay. Let me just figure out. I can move. All right, so I clicked my heels together, so I got my boots of speed on. I got my blade song going, so I can go 50. Let me look. Let me double check that. Yeah, 50 feet normal movement. So
If you're going straight line, that cart would count as difficult terrain.
okay. I'm sure that's roughly there. So I should just zoom out. I'm zoomed way in. I'm going to magic missile him. Well,
Yes.
should I frostbite him?
Yeah, they did work better.
That slows his movement.
Well, it doesn't slow his movement. It gives him disadvantage on weapon attacks until the end of its next
I thought that frost thing, that cantrip, slows your movement too.
You cause numbing form, frost of arm on one creature you can see within range. The target must make a Constitution saving throw on a failed save. He'll take 2d6 because of my level, and it has disadvantage on the next weapon attack roll it makes.
There's a different one. It's not frostbite. It's
Yeah,
called
you're
something
thinking.
else.
Yeah, you're thinking something else.
Yeah, I remember that spell, but I can't remember the name of it. I used to cast it myself.
Yeah,
It's a cantrip. I know it's a cantrip.
it is.
Yeah,
but
I
can't
just don't
remember the
happen to
name.
have it. Sorry. Ice Stagger?
okay.
No. Is it Ice Stagger? No, it's not a cantrip. Anyway, well, Frostbite only does 2d6 damage, though, and even then, it would, if it's double for him, that'd be 46.
Still.
All right, I'll do Frostbite.
Okay.
It is a DC 15 Constitution save.
Oh. Yeah, it's gonna be a butt nothing. He's huge.
So this would be just a con check for him. Oh my god, he rolled a 5. Yeah, he failed. So he would take.
Okay, so he'll take 5 points times
Yep. He's,
whatever, because it's cold.
Yep. So
So
that hurt
10
him,
maybe?
and so now he has disadvantage on his next attack roll.
Attack, yes.
Okay.
It does say next weapon attack.
Yeah, it says
so-
weapon attack.
Yes.
So if
Yeah,
it's
but he has a spear.
natural,
He has the spear, though.
right? Yeah. so-
Yeah. But I don't know if he can cast spells and stuff. It wouldn't affect those or whatever.
Right.
I don't know anything about him.
Okay. All right. So that's Serendial. Samril is up.
All right. I'm going to move 30 feet. And I'm going to try to make sure he doesn't get away. So I'm going to cast slow.
Nice.
Okay.
Excellent.
Actually, I'll put the little blue thingy on so he's frostbitten.
Well,
Low.
it's,
Looks like that's
14.
dex save or no? Wisdom save.
Yep, wisdom. Hopefully he's dumb.
No.
Or not wise, at least.
Mhm.
Natural 1.
Nice.
Hey!
Actually, it rolled 20, rolled 2 1s.
Wow.
Yeah, he is dumber than dumb. So, yes, he is slowed. And I'm going to have to keep coming back to that. So he's -2 AC and dex saving throws. Can't use a reaction. He can either do an action or a bonus action, not both. Yeah, it's kind of complex, I remember. But he is, yeah, not moving anywhere fast. Okay, and it is his turn. He realizes he's not going to get away, so he's going to turn around and attack this dire wolf that's in front of him. He gets actually 2 attacks, one with his spear and once with his tail. The spear attack.
Even
It can only make one
it
attack.
can only make one
though,
attack.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Because of slow.
Let me just see.
And it's at
He's-
disadvantage.
It can
Yeah,
take an
it's at
action.
disadvantage.
Actually, it says on its turn it can either use an action or a bonus action, but not both.
Keep reading after that.
Okay. Creature attempts to catch its roll against.
You skipped the part.
Oh, okay.
It can't make more than one melee or ranged attack during its turn.
Up. Yep, I see it. Okay. Yep, you're right. So let me see. Which one is it going to be? Actually, then, yeah, he's going to. Damn, that would have hit you. He's going to do his tail attack.
Disadvantage.
So. He rolled a 15 and a 15.
Well,
That
which one's he taking?
Yes. So first of all, you
Yes.
are hit with the tail attack. You take 14 bludgeoning damage, and let me just see. This is weird. It doesn't. His tail attack doesn't have any fire damage.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, that's interesting. But you are
Does he
actually
just do
grappled.
fire damage with all attacks?
I am grappled.
Yeah,
Cool.
hang on. I'm just trying to see, because if you touch it in any way, you take fire damage. I'm going to rule this was a mistake because all the other attacks have fire damage.
Especially if he's grappled, yeah.
All right.
I'll just say it's a 1d6 because that's what his other attacks would have. So 14 bludgeoning damage, 4 fire damage, and you are grappled. And you're basically you're restrained, and he can automatically hit you.
Okay.
With his tail. Okay.
And he
Okay.
gets to
So he's
make
got you
another
wrapped up in his
wisdom
tail,
save.
and that was pretty much all he can do. Mirror, you're up.
At the end of his turn, he gets to make another wisdom save to try to get out
Ah.
of slow.
So he will attempt to do so.
Yep.
He got an 8, so no.
So, no.
All right. I'm gonna move my 30, and then shoot at the guy who's already been injured.
Oh, crit.
Yeah. Nice.
Nice.
And
This is a +1 longbow, correct?
correct.
Okay.
Yep. Oh, yay, 1. So, what is that? 21, 22, 24 points. And then my second attack.
Does Hunter's Mark get doubled for critting? I tried to look at the spell description.
It's
Didn't
just
let me.
dice that get doubled. So anything with a dice,
Oh,
Yeah.
so that would be.
yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to read Hunter's Mark, but it didn't let me show the spell description. It just yelled at me instead.
Yeah.
So
I'll
you'd roll another
another,
1d6.
Yep. I will with this one after I'm done here. So another 18 plus. Yeah, take that off again. And then I'll just roll another one. So
You'd roll another one from the other hit, too.
yeah, that is. 'Cause
That's
this
all
one-
of them.
this
Oh,
one
that's right.
wasn't
Okay, I gotcha.
So 23, 24 more.
Okay, he's looking hurt. Those arrows are doing some fearsome damage. Crack. How far can he get? Yeah, he moves 30 feet closer and takes a shot with his heavy crossbow.
Do
No, he misses.
it. Ooh. Bigness.
Groot is up. So you're currently restrained, but otherwise you can make an attack if you wish. I'm going to
15.
say that, again, you're touching it because it's wrapped around
That's
you.
fine. 15 to hit.
Okay, so first you're going to take some fire damage from being restrained by this tail. So 8 points of fire
So
damage.
I'm taking damage even on my turn and on his turn.
That is
That's
the
weird.
just the heated body ability. Basically, if you're touching it in any way, you take 2d6
Okay.
fire damage. The attack generates additional damage. So you then attack it with a bite. 15 is actually what you need to hit him.
Nice.
Bite his head off.
And I'm not going to
13
say.
piercing.
I'm sorry.
13 piercing.
Okay, and this is a non-magical attack, correct?
Nope, it's magical.
It's
I'm
got
magical.
Yeah.
it.
As a creature now, my abilities. I'm treated as a magical weapon.
Okay. Yep, that's what I was
Yeah,
checking.
when he turns into a
You are
creature.
magic.
Yeah. Any
Okay.
creature I turn into. That ability would.
All right, I'm trying to decide here. Heated body. A creature that touches the creature or hits it with a melee attack while within 5 feet of it takes 2d6 fire damage. It already got you with the tail. You were already touching it. I'm going to roll that was enough. I'm not going to double it up.
Okay. Thank you.
So you deal 8 points of damage. Actually, the bite is enough to kill it. He had 7 hit points left. So you grab it and go, oh!
Awesome.
If you want, you can toss it over the edge and down into the chasm.
I will
Or,
toss it over the edge.
Okay, yeah.
Right.
So the body goes plummeting down. You can see it fall because it's actually still glowing. It goes down and out of sight.
Ember.
Get these slaves out of here.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
I'm gonna turn him
Yeah,
back
that's
into
step
group.
one.
Sound like
Let's-
one hit point.
Free these slaves if we can. But
Yeah, I'm gonna go around and start trying to free these slaves.
can someone keep watch
Yeah.
as well? So that no
will.
one shows up.
I will.
Okay,
Alright.
I will go back to where we came in from and keep watch.
And the rest of us can start freeing slaves.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
Find the
and Crack will
door.
help with that. You've got, again, if you recall, these manacles that these guys are in do not have keys or keyholes.
Right.
But
Right. Okay,
you can-
I'm gonna cast polymorph on myself into a giant ape, because that lasts an hour,
Start
and I'm
ripping
just
them.
gonna start breaking them.
okay,
There you go.
well, okay, the slaves you approach as a giant ape, they are terrified and try to run away from you, kind of pitifully, because they can't move more than 5 feet. Meanwhile,
fine.
Crack is going to just take some of the mining equipment that was already there and start breaking the chains.
So what are they?
That's
They're
twice as big
dwarves
as
and
you
what?
should be.
Gnomes, I
I
thought I,
know.
heard.
There are, yeah, this maps, it automatically imports to twice the normal size.
Sorry.
Just because these maps are so big.
It'd be awesome if I
A
really was. that
giant,
big.
giant ape.
Yeah.
King Kong. I
I
cast
don't
King
think they're
Kong.
Gnome.
There are in this area anyway total that were being supervised by these two creatures, which are basically salamanders, and they identify them as such. There were how many here? There were 11 shield dwarves and 17 rock gnomes.
No.
I hope my party buddies basically tell him, don't worry about the ape. He's cool.
Yeah.
He's grape ape.
The ape's with us. He's cool.
We actually run away as well.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
Oh, I'm
I
sorry.
just-
Actually, this one specifically says the shackles keys are missing, but a lock can be picked with thieves' tools and a successful dex check. But if
Yeah,
I recall
well, we
correctly,
don't
none of you
have
guys can
thieves'
actually have a thieves'
Yeah.
tools on you. So
Right.
this is
We
Yeah,
need
but-
to go
But I
to
do
the,
have
like,
a 23
store.
strength.
because why would you want to have that on a mission where you're supposed to rescue slaves?
Ah, pff.
I have 23 strength. I'm just going to rip those suckers right
Okay,
I have
Rip
an
'em
8
apart.
strength. So I'm
Come
not
on,
sure
get
if
in line.
finesse. What's that?
So let's talk to these
Yeah.
these
You can at least talk to the dwarves.
these prisoners. Yes, like, hey, are there fire giants around here?
Duh.
Yeah.
But how many and where are they?
Well, first off, they're very, very grateful for you guys. You could tell they are pretty close to exhausted. That they've been worked, pretty much close to death. But they said that the dwarves and the gnomes are from different areas originally. Some of the dwarves say that they are from Castle Adbar. Some say they're from Citadel Fadbar.
Feldbar?
Felbar. Some are just from the surrounding areas, but they have all been kept prisoner here for over a week at least, and were brought in by the Yak folk. They though do say that further on down the mines, the Ironslag is active, and the fire giants are using them as slaves. They are kept there in essentially pens, and alternatively made to work in the mines, or sometimes turning this great big wheel. They kind of describe what the rough layout of this place is to you. Just they don't have, they haven't been in the whole place, but the areas where they were kept is accessible by, various routes. But they say that the mines are going to come out into an area where there's essentially a big cart train. There are these ore carts that move around the citadel or the Ironslag foundry area, suspended on these big chains. And it's basically this big long conveyor belt of these ore carts that move around over the central foundry of the area, and they bring in ores and other things that they gather from the mines and dump them into these ore carts, and the ore carts then travel around and get dumped into the foundries themselves, which fuel the foundries. And they may basically make a big wide passing ring around this massive area. And they say that they've been through that area. They don't know too many details other than that's where the mines are. There are lots of fire giants there, and it's super, super hot. Basically, the way they describe it, you guys basically figure it would be like an environmental hazard in terms of being in there. You'd be subject to extreme heat from being in there.
And there are more dwarves in there.
What's that?
And there are more dwarves in there, or not?
There are tons more slaves in there. Yes, they're working. There's this great big wheel that's used to essentially keep this ore cart moving at all times, and slaves are constantly. There's like 20 or so, maybe a dozen slaves, all constantly turning this wheel. When one of them dies from exhaustion, they just grab the next one. Occasionally, they're allowed to rest, but then they're usually sent for the mines, and it's a pretty brutal, desolate existence. But there are definitely lots of fire giants in there, some more salamanders. They've seen there's ogres. They know that there's a couple of ogres that kind of oversee the slaves turning the wheel. In addition to dwarves and gnomes, there's also some orcs that were taken prisoner as well. So there's a whole bunch of creatures in that area. But when you first get in, they say that the track will end in this entryway where the unloading of the ore carts occurs onto these ore carts themselves. From there, you can go right or left. They've never gone left, but to the right, there's this gantry-way, which is about 50 feet above it's what spans this whole big wide open area in the next room, and the ceiling is like 40 feet up from that. So there's this enormous chamber, but this gantry-way is what the fire giants and the ogres use to pull all these ores off, and then the carts kind of travel around along this central passageway. And then beyond that, there's the slave pens and then the elevator, and that's pretty much all they know.
Well, do we send this batch of slaves back up the stairs and out and tell them, go into the cold area? I mean, do we escort them out? I mean, I don't think we want to do the head-on, follow the track right into the chamber, because we will get dusted.
Sure.
Quick. Like, we need to find the back way to the slave pens or something like that.
Yeah, from what they describe, the slave pens really don't necessarily have a back way. There are two entrances. They've never been allowed or moved through one of them. So there is an alternative entrance, but they have no idea how to get there. The only route that they've ever been moved along or allowed to move.
I wonder if it's the one down here.
As far as they know, that's a disused area of the mine. They've never seen activity go in there.
I think the other one would be through those big doors that we couldn't get in on the outside. Right?
Are you asking the dwarf, or are you asking somebody else?
No, I'm just saying those giant doors that we saw on the way in. I'm more than likely they have an entrance to the mines from there.
Well, the mines end at the unloading station that they were talking about. They said the Ironslag itself begins at that point.
Oh, okay.
I cross the bridge and look and see what's over there.
It's another passage going on. There's no map for the rest of the mines, so.
Well, I'm only an ape for under an hour. How long does it take to undo
all the
prisoners?
Manacles. Yeah.
You figure to undo all the manacles. If you're the one doing it, it's going to take you about a half hour or so.
Okay.
Maybe not that long. Maybe 15 minutes if you're working fast.
I'd like to take While you guys are doing that, then I'd like to take a short rest so I can get my shape
Yep.
changes back.
Yep.
While you guys are
All right.
unpacking everything, I'm going to do that.
Okay.
All right, if you're taking a short rest, then that'll be it. I'll be a human again at the end of it. So
Well,
I was just thinking
the slaves are, what you describe basically what what they can expect. They want to leave. Obviously, they don't want to stay
Right.
here.
right.
Yeah, I'm sure the ones
Yeah, we
that
tell
can't.
them all the yaks are dead.
Yeah,
all the yak
that's-
folk are dead.
that's
You
their
just gotta
primary
get your way
concern.
down. You just got to get your way down, and then you're into a snow-covered plain. And
Well, you can take whatever the hell you want out of the
Right.
Yak Village.
yeah,
Yeah, well, they can possibly go scavenging there, or maybe find something. Now, the slaves that you freed that were in the Yak village proper, they probably
Yep.
already made off with most of this scavengeable stuff, but they may be able to, put together blankets or something to keep themselves warm.
Right.
Excuse me, but you've got over 24 slaves just here, so that definitely is
Yep.
going to be a challenge. But in any case, they they don't care. They just want to get out because that they're pretty much facing certain death if they were to stay, and they certainly don't have. They're not in any shape whatsoever to take on anybody, much less a fire giant.
Right.
However, one of the gnomes volunteers to basically join you guys and be a guide. She,
sweet.
Kind of paid close attention as she was moved around in this place, so she may be able to guide you a little bit better. She's not going to be able to do much in terms of fighting.
Right.
But once you get the manacles off her, she's got 25-foot speed, and she's got dark vision. She speaks Common
Okay.
and Gnomish. She's got advantage of saving throws against magic. And she also has a little clockwork mouse hidden in a pocket. When she sets it on the ground, it moves 5 feet in a random direction and squeaking as it goes. So she says that might be a useful distraction at some point.
Okay.
But she's pretty familiar with the area, so she can kind of guide you as you go if you want, at least through the areas that she's familiar with.
Yeah.
If you're willing to protect her.
sure, sure.
Yeah, her name is Weary Fleagle.
Cool. Well, welcome aboard.
Crack says that to his to the shield dwarves that he tells them about the other prisoners that were released. That I believe you guys had them waiting for a while at the Chimera Gen, where they can kind of take shelter. But if you guys didn't return within, I believe it was several days or so, that
Right.
they were to move on and link up with.
Right.
Now, this unfortunately, this amount of slaves are going to be way more than can fit on
Right.
Zog's sled. But not all of these
Right.
guys are from Citadel Adbar either. In fact, I would say that maybe, let's see. Yeah, it's like 6 of them are from Citadel Adbar, so they might have to fight over who gets to ride in the, the sled. But in any case, he says that they should wait up there, and he needs, if there are more dwarves being held prisoner, he's pretty much bound to try and free them. But he will return and try and ensure their safety as best he can.
What's this one slave dressed like?
Most of the slaves are just like in rags, barely held together. It's not that they need much
Yeah.
in terms of protective clothing down here, because it's already warm. I mean, as you were descending, and it's just gotten warmer. And from what they say,
Right.
it's going to be over 100 degrees when you get into the the forge itself.
Yeah, yeah. I was just seeing what I had. If she wanted like clothes, she probably isn't. Are they medium creature?
Oh, they're small, aren't they?
A gnome.
Like 3 feet tall.
I gotta actually double check that. I thought they were medium, but I could be mistaking them with halfling. Give me a second. gnome. 3 feet tall, weighing 40 to 45 pounds. That would
Size
seem
is
small
small.
to me.
Yep,
Yeah.
it says size is small.
Yep. Looks like it.
Well, okay. So I don't have clothes, but I offer her to, basically make like a little smock or something out of my blanket and some rope if she wants to cover up. more.
She's not like overly. I mean, it's not like she's naked. And
Right. Okay.
she says maybe if you can get her out of here eventually, once
Right.
it's getting
Yeah.
close to outside or you get into a colder area,
Sure.
she would gladly be grateful for something like that. But for now, she'd rather you use your resources to make sure that you get her out of there
Yeah.
and get everyone else out, or as many people as you can free.
Got it.
She's down with the liberation.
Cool.
So that's about it then. You get the manacles off of the rest of the slaves, and again, they thank you profusely, and then start to book.
Get the hell out.
Exactly. Let me change one of these guys to weary, and I'll just move the others to a different layer. Let's say that one's weary. Oh, come on. Yep, she's got a total of 4 hit points.
Ooh.
So yeah, she's not going to be joining you in any combat scenarios. And let me just make sure I
Yeah.
don't move crack to another level.
Yeah, and I tell her I usually like hang in the perimeter and shoot so she can stay near me when there's combat.
Okay.
So I can actually cast like bark skin on her if I have to.
She saw the way that you took out those salamanders with that bow, so she's all for hiding behind you. Yeah, other than that, they say that the mines go on probably if you were to walk at normal speed, which they haven't done actually for a long time, so it's kind of a guess. But she says that probably it's another 30 minutes or so, and you'll be at the bottom where it opens into the
Oh wow.
entry area.
Okay. We're down pretty far though.
Yeah.
Well, are we ready? I think so.
As ready as we're going to be.
Right.
All right. So you guys then proceed onward after taking a short rest. You guys can do any hit dice or whatever else you want. It didn't seem like any of you took any damage, so. But group, you get your powers back and any other
just
short.
Get spells back.
Yeah. If you have any short rest rechargeable dealy bobs. Other than that, though, you cross the bridge and continue moving onward. The tunnel goes on for a ways. You can hear there are some side tunnels now that you can hear more activity down, but she says that that's not necessarily where slaves are that need to be freed. She said the bulk of the slaves are likely in right now because they're this was the main shift that was working in this area. They've been focusing on, one area at a time. And she knows the direct route to it. There's not really much danger of any traffic because like I said, it was her, all the slaves were being managed by these 2 salamanders on this shift. When the changeover occurred, there would be another, supervisors and group of slaves coming out. And they had just recently sent down some carts before you guys showed up. So they weren't due to send another load down for a while. So you guys are kind of going to be arriving in between. They're probably going to be still in the process of unloading the cart that they had received when you guys get there. because, like I said, it had been sent down just before you guys arrived.
Nice. Good timing then. For once.
Yeah. And it takes it takes them a while to get these, because the slaves are pushing this cart, and the salamanders usually just like walking slowly behind them as they move their 5-foot speed. So if they left basically right before you guys showed up, it would take them, 4 or 5 times as long to get to the bottom. So she predicts that it'll probably be shortly after they arrive that you guys get there. So you descend on down. Sure enough, she then cautions you, saying that, okay, the track is going to come to an end, shortly. And let me move you to another map and make sure I copy her token.
Weary.
God, roll 20. You really just can't deal with this. There we go.
Yay!
The hell it didn't work before, I don't know.
And there was much rejoicing.
Now, did it keep her token? Oh, there we go. Cool. There she is. Although she probably wouldn't be leading the party. She'd probably be more at the back. Point. Oh, that's
You go
not-
out front. Ooh,
Whoa.
that ain't right.
You go out front.
That's
Very
how slow.
dangerous. You
Oh,
go
God.
first.
She's just a blur.
That was an attempt to move her token. That's just showing you how slow
Wow.
laggy roll 20 is. It's me trying to click her and click.
She was being sucked into a black hole. Spaghettification.
There we go. Okay, so interactions are going to be painful, but we've got a map.
Painful.
So anyway, yes, you are coming down the end of this track of this rail track, and there actually would be a cart at the end of it. You do hear various sounds of activity from beyond, and she says that there's in the room beyond there's likely to be at least one salamander, and probably the other slaves that are busy unloading the cart. But if you can see that these carts actually moving past your field of vision down here.
Down. Okay. Oh, okay.
And they're actually kind of traveling, horizontally, so to speak, past your field of vision, and they're all kind of suspended on this off of this rail thing that's dangling down, and it's suspended from the ceiling. And there's a tremendous clanking noise, and you can hear farther off in the distance this kind of low rumbling noise that she says is the forge itself. And it's already quite warm.
Which way is she suggesting we go? Like, this would be left, correct?
Yeah, I don't know if I did
coming
left.
down
That would
here?
be east. It was to the west that the way that the carts are moving counterclock. Or well, she says that they go counterclockwise around this whole complex. So they're if you're facing south, they're moving from your left to right,
Right. Okay.
basically east to west. And she's in the route that she would know about, and that has the gantry that eventually leads to the wheel and the slave pens, would be to the west. But that's also where the fire giants are as well.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Should we go this way and take care of that stuff first, do you think? Or go right into it? What do you guys think?
And the longer we avoid the fire giants, the better.
Yeah, I agree.
Paul, can you talk to the python if you use the staff? I seem to recall when I had a staff of the python, you could communicate with it.
I don't know. Hang on a second. If I could, that's cool, man.
Because I thought we did that in Tomb of Annihilation.
Taking
Oh,
control. It's under my control. and give it a command. I can mentally command the snake within 60 feet. I can mentally command this, but I can't talk to it.
Communicate.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
All right.
However, do I have speak with animals? Oh no, let's find out.
Excuse me.
I'm guessing I don't because it's never been very useful. So I do. I do have speak with animals.
But that actually, I believe you actually physically speak with them. It's not like some kind
Yeah.
of telepathic link.
Or
But that's
sing
a-
to it like Dr. Doolittle.
Sure. Yeah, it's not gonna hide anyway.
Well, I
so-
got Krebs. I could send Krebs up to just look around the corner.
You had Cribs with you
Hey.
this whole time?
I can see what he sees.
I'll walk
So
up
I
and
s-
look around the corner, dude. I got a plus 16 in my stealth. I don't care.
All right. Well, I'm just saying that it's it's probably not that. The crab is pretty small, so I'm wondering if they'd even notice.
If you want to do it, go ahead.
Send Krebs.
All right, I sent Krebs out to look around the corner.
Okay.
Time Krebs for the comeback.
Baby, come back.
So, I don't have Cribs with me. I know I did at one point.
I don't know if we need the icon for him.
Okay.
I'm not going to send him combat. I'm just going to have him look around the corner and
All right.
See
Well,
what he sees.
the rail tracks proceed onward and they end in a wooden barrier. Again, there is actually a cart at the end of this one. He moves down to the end of it, and does he have a telepathic link with you that he can describe?
yes.
Okay. So what he sees is essentially a larger chamber that is pretty much as the gnome described to you, as Weary described. That's filled with crates and barrels and other junk that's loaded up. There are 4 slaves that are in the process of, actually they would be down further. They were in the process of loading up these passing ore carts with the debris from the actual railed cart that was on the track that you guys are on. And there is actually a salamander overseeing them. Go ahead and make a stealth check for Krebs, and I will see if
Come
the
on,
salamander
Krebs.
spots him.
All right, I'll have to find a.
And I'm going to say the salamander has disadvantage because he was paying attention to the slaves and not particularly to the entrance to the mines.
A little crab.
I tell Krebs to walk casual.
Walk.
Huh?
Oh, and
I
around the
love
corner, he can see
walk,
that this
walk casual.
this passage.
Cool. Krebs.
Oops.
Let's see, stealth is dexterity, so just be a dex check. So he has a 0, so it's just a straight up d20.
Straight up.
Oh!
The one.
Krebs, you weren't
Krebs,
cool, Krebs.
that wasn't
You weren't
casual,
cool.
man. Not casual.
Okay. Well, the salamander, even with disadvantage, actually does spot Krebs. And I'm going to say let's roll initiative for Krebs. He would be using Krebs' initiative,
Oh no!
not
Run
yours,
away!
unless he shares it with as a familiar.
He's a familiar, but he goes on my initiative, so I'm just gonna click on me.
Okay.
Roll Krebs.
Okay.
All right. So Krebs gets the drop on the salamander. What's his movement
Come
rate?
here! I'll cut ya!
So I'm just gonna walk. He's gonna walk 20 feet back up the rail toward us, or he'll go double move 40 feet.
Okay.
He runs 40 feet back towards us. So he would be roughly. Oops, why is that popping up? So I was gonna have him go here. So 40 feet. Oh yeah, he'll get all the way back to me.
All right.
Wait.
So the
These are 5
salamander
foot.
is like, okay, so Krebs kind of scuttles, like, ooh, turns around and
I
scuttles
think
back
you have
into
the scale wrong, Paul, on this map.
I'm sorry?
I think the scale is wrong on this
Is
map.
it on this one too? Jesus.
Because that shows us 25 feet, which seems awful
Yeah,
short.
that is not likely accurate. Let me double check and see if there's a one scale. Okay, one square should be equaling 10 feet. I can quickly fix this on this map too. There's a grid cell distance 10 save should work now.
Okay. There we go. So he can get roughly to Groot. He gets roughly to Groot.
Oh my god, this is bad.
What?
I'm just trying to move stuff around and like Windows get it out of the way and it's just dragging. Roll20 is just being horrible. I'm sorry. So yes, so that he would be able to get basically back to his starting most of the way to his starting position.
Most of the way back, yeah.
The salamander would essentially get to the entrance and see you guys, but by then he will have basically started a dash action, so he wouldn't be able to actually
Okay.
take any action. He's got his spear out. He's looking like he's trying to get some seafood for supper. But now he sees you guys, and let me see what did we do? Okay, yeah, he's not very smart. Well, he's not dumb, but I rolled a 1 on his intelligence check. So yeah, now he sees you guys, he's going to be the hero and he's going to take you out because he just thinks that you're just a bunch of slaves that managed to escape or something. And so he finishes his moving towards you guys.
That's exactly right. That's exactly
So
right.
if the rest of you guys want to add yourself to the initiative, go on ahead.
I'm good. I'll let Krebs handle this one.
Krebs gonna crawl into your pocket.
Krebs will jack you up that way, man. Wow. Only marginally better on the initiative. Holy crap. Thinking I'm not rolling attacks right now.
Is everybody up? I'm assuming
Ooh, I
everyone
missed
rolled.
one. Crack? Did you roll for crack?
I
Yeah,
did,
you
yes.
did. Okay.
So I think that Serendial...
Go get him, Serendial.
Yep,
We're
looks
all
like
counting
Serendial, you're
on
up
you.
first.
You guys are passe now. We've already killed 2 of them. I'm gonna go right here.
Do some damage.
I'm not gonna waste a lightning bolt. I'm gonna hit him with a chromatic orb.
Is that a melee attack or is that a ranged attack?
It is a melee attack. Or sorry, it's a range attack.
ranged.
So I'm gonna take my inspiration.
Nice.
24.
Okay, yes, that hits.
And I'm going to take it at 2nd level. So cold damage
Ooh.
20.
20. Nice.
So
Be able to take him out.
40 for the vulnerability. He did not like that. And you still can move if you want.
Yeah, I'm going to back up. And then
Yeah, I'm gonna-
start my blade song as my bonus action.
Okay.
Okay.
Let me just make sure. That's a melee. Okay, so his spear only has... Oh, wait, his tail has a 10-foot reach. Was he within 10 feet of you?
I don't think so. 'cause
Nope,
these are
you were
10 foot
like
square.
15 feet away. So, okay, so you didn't get an opportunity attack when you moved away.
Yep.
All right, then Mirror's up.
All right. Seeing
Good.
it's been injured, I'm gonna shoot.
You hit.
21. 12 plus my hunter mark. So 18, 19 points the first attack.
Okay.
Do my second.
My God, have you rolled less than a 20 this session?
He's en fuego.
Yeah, it helps
will be in
to
a
have
minute.
all my pluses, you know. So 12, 19 more.
Crikey.
All right. Yeah, he's pissed. So he charges up. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5. Valdry, he actually charges at you.
You dick.
Yep, and he attacks you with the spear. He got an 18.
That hits.
Okay, so this is not a crit. He rolled roll 20 does the dual crit thing, but he didn't get that he didn't have advantage. So he did 17 piercing plus 6 fire damage for that attack.
Wow.
And with his tail attack, let's see, is he going to be able to reach Mirror?
Damn.
Nope. Mirror is out of reach. He really wanted you. Well, let's see. How does this work? Let me zoom in a little bit. Because he would have to be... Well, okay. I'm going to say you were far enough back that you're out of reach. So, yeah, he's going to do... Valdry, he's going to try and hit you with his tail as well.
So I am resistant to radiant damage. Being
Radiant damage?
Yes, I am.
This
'cause
is
I
fire
am a
damage.
Celestial. Oh, okay.
It's different. Yeah.
Gotcha.
His tail attack, he got a crit.
Jesus.
And...
What do I get for being in the front?
Yeah, okay, so I'm going to roll an additional 2d6 for the crit, for the fire damage. So you take another 19 points bludgeoning and fire damage. And you are now grappled.
Crikey. Somebody take this fool out.
We will save you.
You better.
And I can never remember what the grapple thing
Two
is.
attacks,
So
I'm down to 26.
Yeah.
whatever, that's grappled. I'm just picking a random debris to put on your. That was a salamander. Samuel's up.
All right. So there are 2 people within 5 feet of him, so I'm going to cast Dissonant Whispers.
Ooh, fun. Wisdom save. He actually made it save. So I believe that's half for distant, right? So he takes 7 psychic damage. He's still up, but you can see him kind of like holding his head. Get the voice out. Okay, that would be Samuel Crack. He's not having any of this crap. He's going to take a 5-foot step up and wail on him with his warhammer, which is magical. And unfortunately, under the stat block of the salamander, so I can't get to it. Here we go. 2 melee attacks. Roll 20. 2 melee attack. Thank you. Okay, so a 10 misses, unfortunately. As does an 11. Damn. So swish, swish. Managed to avoid it. Groot's up.
All right, I'm whipping out my staff. And, okay, so let me ask you a question. I throw on staff, I say the command word. Do you consider that an attack? Can I disengage then? Because it's a bonus action to activate it.
If it's a bonus action to activate the staff, then you would still have an action to disengage, sure.
Cool. All right, well then I will...
Nice.
Oh no, it's an action, so yep, I'm gonna stay there. All right, so let's do this. I need a staff. We'll do the staff first. We'll do a bite. That's a miss. We'll do a double constrict. I'll constrict him, and he can constrict Valdry.
That's a
Let's make
chain of constrictions.
24.
24 hits. Yep.
Takes 11 points of bludgeoning damage. I'm
All
assuming
right.
that my snake.
Yeah,
Oh,
the snake takes 2d6 damage from the fire, or from the skin of this thing. He takes 6 damage from the skin, but that actually is enough to kill the salamander.
Nice.
So it
Nice.
drops to the ground and its coils unfurl from Valdry before he can take more damage.
Woo.
And I turn it back into a staff, so it regains its hit points.
There you go.
I say, thanks, Groot. That kind of sucked. He picked on me.
That's what happens when you're in front.
Yeah, no shit. I'm going
So-
to drink my potion of greater healing.
We should probably switch places.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
can move to the back, and I can move to the front.
Yeah, Valdry is going to go bloop, 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 bloop.
Yeah, I kind of
I'm
just
gonna go
put you
get
guys
some
in a
popcorn and wine. I'll be
semi-logical
right back.
position, but since it was like 3 abreast, it wasn't a standard marching order. So if you guys want to maybe put yourselves, well, maybe you should move yourselves where you want to be looking into the room. Krebs did not spot any other creatures in the room besides the slaves, who are just kind of, they are actually not even paying attention. They're so in their own
16
miasma of
back.
misery, and plus they'd be terrified of getting killed or worse if they stopped their work. So they haven't even noticed. And there's this enormous noise, so it's likely they didn't even hear the scuffle that went on further up the tunnel.
Good.
Yeah, the clinking of the ore carts, and there's just a tremendous din coming from the openings off to the west, and to some smaller degree to the east as well. Well, it's more the clankings that are coming from that way. The roar of the forge definitely is coming from the westerly direction. You can tell that this area to the west that the carts are going in, that definitely goes further into. You can see there's a glow actually coming out from that direction.
Now let's avoid that.
The other way is where the carts are coming from, and oh, damn it, wrong tool. That goes further back that way. And there's probably just enough room for you to kind of squeak by the car. The passage is wide enough that you could get by. The carts themselves are pretty big looking. It looks like they could fit at least one large creature in there, possibly multiple medium-sized creatures.
Yeah, maybe 2.
Let me look that up. So okay, I'll have to look that up again. It's all right, I have to keep looking for it if that's an important point. You'd think that this would be easy to find, but it's like scattered throughout the entire adventure text. But you wouldn't be able to fit the whole party in there, but several of the party could fit in each ore cart. And are you calling your attention to yourselves, to the slaves?
Yeah, they look to be about 15 feet long. So, yeah, I'd say three people, normal-sized people, could probably fit in there.
Yeah, it's annoying because it specifically mentioned it in the text, and now I'm not able to find it. My failing. I should have marked it in some way, but If you want, we can take a break here. You guys can maybe have a think about what you want to do next in terms of your plan, and then we can pick back up once I've
Plan?
found this mechanism.
We don't have plans.
that I want to do.
Plans.
Anyway, we will be back shortly. Okay, I got my crap together here. So, anyway, yeah. So a few things, a couple detail. I finally found the reference I was looking for. This is actually referred to in the text as a bucket chain, not a cart chain, an ore cart, or anything like that. That's what I was looking for. Anyway, this bucket chain is actually moving.
Yeah, it
is moving in a clockwise direction, not a counterclockwise direction. So it's actually it's moving from from the west to the east, in front of you, not the other way around. So it's moving. The buckets are moving out of the forge area and into some other area off to the east. Each bucket is they're spaced about 10 feet apart. Each one is 10 feet long, 6 feet wide, and 6 feet deep. Looks like a bucket could hold one large creature or up to 4 medium creatures. 2 small creatures can take the place of 1 medium creature. The buckets are moving about 10 feet per round or so. So that's the details on
That might be a good way to move through the facility, right? So I'll just get in the bucket truck.
Yeah, it's basically all the buckets looks like they're hanging from some kind of a carousel-like apparatus.
So it's either the the stupid Star Wars movie #3, where they were jumping around in I don't know, the lava or something. Maybe it was 2, or it's the Indiana Jones movie #2, Temple of Doom, and we're going to be riding around, in a roller coaster type situation.
Right.
Fast decisions.
Right.
Well, the bucket chain is not moving terribly fast, so like 10 feet around. Although, what's her name? The gnome, she reminds you that she doesn't know what's done with these out once they leave the forge area. She knows that in the forge area, these things are tipped over, like their contents are dumped into essentially lava by these by a bunch of ogres that are on the gantry that are overseeing it, because these buckets are about the same level as the gantry that is on the forge level, and the ogres stand on the gantry and they have these big poles that they use, and they reach out and then tip over these buckets that are kind of suspended on, in the middle by these chains, but they kind of pivot on the chain where they attach.
Yeah.
And then the contents kind of spill out into the lava, and that's what fuels the forge. She doesn't know, though, after it gets loaded with the ore in this room, it must move on to further prep work. Something must be getting done with it further on, because then it kind of cycles back around and comes into the forge area eventually and gets dumped. She doesn't know what is off to the east. But she knows for sure there's going to be a whole bunch of fire giants and ogres and everything in the foundry area to the west.
Yeah, we don't want those.
Yeah. I say east.
Do you guys make your presence known to the slaves that are there?
Well, we have so far.
Yeah, I say we free them.
Yeah.
Okay,
Free
well,
'em
like I
and
said,
send
they're
them
in.
up where the other slaves are.
Better than nothing, right?
Go
I'm assuming
that
they
way.
don't. Yeah, I'm assuming they'd rather try that than stay here.
So who's going to approach them? Again, they're pretty involved in their efforts.
Tim, turn into a giant ape and approach
I'll
them.
do it.
I
I'll do it.
can't. I'm out. I can only do that once a day. Sorry.
I'll walk up to him and say, "Yo,
Don, can you mute?
dudes,
Sorry.
It's okay. Gotta eat.
Would you like to be set free and leave with your other compatriots that have already left?
Yeah, the slaves. Now that you've kind of announced your presence, they are first of all they want to know what happened to the salamander. their back was turned
Dead.
and they didn't hear anything about this. But once you kind of explain
Dead.
that, yeah, he is an ex-salamander, that's no longer really an issue. They definitely would like to leave, and they, if you kind of go through the whole same rigmarole that you did with the other slaves that you freed. They could just kind of book back down the passageway and sneak their way out once you've freed their released them from their manacles. Which
What
again,
are they mining here?
Or
Have we ever talked to them about that? Yeah, but what kind of ore?
they don't really. Well, the dwarves would probably know. They're not sure what it is being used for. Raw iron ore. So it seems like whatever it is, it's being something that's likely constructed from iron, but what it is, they don't know if it's like weapons or they're making an army or what it is that this is actually being used for. Whatever they're doing with the the refined product is unknown to them. They're really just involved in the processing of the raw materials.
I think they're making counterfeit golden goose. That's what I think.
But they would be more than happy to leave, and they, like the others, will, happily fend for themselves if they're freed.
Yeah. I mean, we don't have an ape to break the manacles, but we have tools. I mean, it might take a little longer.
Paul said he would do it.
Well, sure. I'll attempt to do it. I can get this snake, or if you need me to turn into an ape, I can do that. I don't know.
Go ape, Paul. Go ape.
Yeah,
I'm not using my 4th level spell to do it, though. I don't think that.
Right. No, that's not.
Let's look at the Python. What's the strength of the Python? 19. So whatever we do next, we are buying a freaking lockpicks. Why we don't have lockpicks, I have no freaking idea. It's just silly. We talked about it forever. Why didn't anybody buy lockpicks?
Yeah. Can we get trained on them too?
Doesn't matter. Anybody can use them. You just don't get proficiency.
Right. What the hell did I take proficiency in?
I don't even have a set of tools. I don't even know what it is.
It would just be a straight dex check if you weren't proficient. That's basically what it would be.
Yep.
But you do need the tools to try it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Can we use do what Crack did and try and free them using mining tools?
Yeah, there's enough around for the various breaking up of what the carts have brought in that you can use those. And again, it's so noisy, the noise that's coming from the foundry off to the west,
right.
You don't really foresee any problems, I guess, unless from that entryway to the northwest area, over here, oops, wrong layer, over here, that way leads to the gantry. There's a chance, I guess, that an ogre might come through on a random pass, but at the moment there's no activity. Nothing seems to be coming from that area. They must be busy. So yes, if you want to quickly free them using the mining tools, you can do that.
We do.
Then they will thank you and quickly move down the tunnel and make good their escape. So that's 4 more slaves freed. So now, what do you guys want to do?
I think I heard east. Somebody said east. I think I vote for east as well, away from the fire giants.
Yeah.
Well, again, where he doesn't know, there probably are more fire giants off to the east as well, but she knows for sure that they are off to the west.
That's good enough for me.
So how do you guys want to do this? Are you going to proceed?
Are we gonna hop in these buckets or
Yeah.
no? The buckets are going to the fire, aren't they?
Eventually, yeah. So I
Again, the
would not
buckets are
want-
traveling from, they enter the room on this side, they move west to east and exit the room on that side. So they're loaded up in this, apparently they're loaded up from the mines in this room. They're moved on to somewhere else for processing. And then eventually they make their way off to the foundry to the west where they get dumped immediately prior to arriving empty in this room ready for the next load.
I guess I'm not too. Why are we even worried about it? I mean, it's so noisy. We can just move along with the cart.
Yeah. It's,
Yeah.
And then if we see something, then we stop. And I don't know.
The thing is, these things are gonna not be getting filled now. So eventually, they're gonna figure something's up because there's gonna be empty carts.
Sure.
Yeah, Weary says that based on the speed that these things move, she figures there's about 15 minutes that before they make a full circuit.
Well, then let's just stop wasting time. Then let's do it. Let's go to the east and let's see what happens.
Alrighty, so why don't you guys position yourselves where you want to be?
The east is that way, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. And crack probably would be. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna make Weary's token controllable by you, Dave, since you're gonna have her kind of following
Yeah.
you.
Okay. Sounds good.
So I'll just have her back behind you, and crack probably is gonna be up towards the front.
I can move.
So you proceed to this kind of entry tunnelway. Weary says that all those crates and barrels and everything, there's really nothing of value that she knows of in there. They actually have been sitting there. They were there. They've never been moved. It looks like they're like left over from whatever this forge was centuries ago. So nothing too important, she surmises. You moved, again, there's enough room in between the suspended buckets and the wall that you are able to kind of squeak in between them. So you see the DM pick the wrong tool, then he picks the right tool and actually reveals what you can see. They proceed along for about maybe 30 or 40 feet before opening up into a much larger area off to the east.
Head up. Single file, I think. Okay.
Sure.
Okay, so I need to get the big guns out for reveal tool. Move the millions. Let's see. So this is area 14. Okay, so you guys all have dark vision. What's the extent of your dark vision? How far can you see with dark vision? Because this
60 feet, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is
60.
and there's enough light being cast by those, but that wouldn't extend very far. So you can see that this opens up, for one, the passage you're in, so if you want to call it a passage, it's really just meant to accommodate this bucket chain that's moving along. It abruptly ends at a drop-off, and beyond it, there's this massive 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, you can see basically 60 feet in either direction. I'm just going to outline the walls here. It's a much larger chamber than what I've revealed to you. You can see that there is somewhat of a gantry off to the south and to the east. The one to the south, you can see that there's something providing illumination around the corner, which is dimly lighting, but it's whatever it is, it's not enough to illuminate this entire chamber. There's also what looks like part of, it's hard to tell what it is. It's some big metal apparatus that looks like, well, actually, make an intelligence check to see if you can determine what the hell it is. Because it's basically into darkness. You see some glints of metal of something very large, but beyond that.
Wow, we're all decidedly average so far.
Yeah, you guys
Looks
have
like
no
something
idea
just
so
tipped
far.
over.
Yeah, nobody knows what the hell it is. You can tell, though, that where basically this passage ends, the floor is about 50 feet below, and the ceiling is another 40 feet above the gantries. So you're either going to take you need to drop 50 feet or get in one of these carts to stay where you're at. The gantries are about the same level as you.
And we don't see any activity in there.
It's dark. That's as far as your dark vision extends. The chamber is not illuminated.
So how far down is it from where we are to the 15 feet?
50.
50.
50 feet.
50 feet.
Yep.
Fuck a duck.
Yeah.
This is a massive chamber. You do actually make perception checks. I mean, it's still very loud in here, not nearly as loud as the noise that was coming from the foundry. So it's a little bit quieter in here. So the place echoes. Okay. You guys.
There we go.
Yeah. All right. So you hear a loud echoing voice saying "Hola," and then this big clap, 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 and that echoes, and then you hear a
Oh, fudge.
but you see nothing moving
Fudge.
What does it mean?
at the distance. But you hear basically the sound of multiple large things moving about somewhere. It echoes all around you, or not all around you, but all through the chamber. But the place is so large that you can't directionally pick out where it is, and it's outside the range of your dark vision.
So I heard that. I speak giant. Did I understand that?
It sounded like
And
it sounded like someone shouted in giant, "Heal! Now fetch!"
Oh,
Oh boy.
Oh, great. So there's some sort of firehound or some shit around here then.
pass that info along. I also speak orc, so that
We
might
all?
come in handy.
I thought we all did.
Really?
I
mean,
don't.
I do.
Okay, good. All right.
I speak Dwarvish as well.
Yeah.
I speak infernal.
That's useful.
Dwarvish.
Hey, there weren't a whole lot of orcs around where I grew up, so why the hell would I speak orcish? I was dealing with demons and shit.
Should have gone to school.
I did.
Should have taken orcish classes.
My school in Mull, we didn't know what the hell an orc was.
Well, what are we gonna do now? Should we hop on the carts and try to get through, or should we go down? I have rope and a grappling hook, so we could definitely get down there safely. But it'd take us a little while.
Yeah, I mean, because if we get in one of these baskets, carts, and go across, it's still a 50-foot drop.
Correct.
So what about this? I think it might be valid at this juncture that there is a ceiling here, right?
Yeah, the ceiling's 40 feet up.
It's way up. How tall?
40, 40.
40 up.
To me, I could turn into a larger spider with more hit points and
Go see
and,
what's
and,
up.
and just go see what's going on, just in case, right?
Sure.
And that way, we at least know the lay of the land. And if there's 18 fire giants down there that we can't see, I don't want to go down
Right.
And then
Yeah,
we get the hell out.
there, right?
I like that plan.
What's the
Do
range
some
of your vision
recon.
in a dark vision when you're in the spider form?
60 feet, same as everybody else.
Yep. So you would not see
It
the
just says
floor.
dark vision.
The ceiling is 100 feet above the floor. 90 feet, excuse me.
90. Yeah.
But what if he did a wall?
Right.
Well, I tell you what, I think it's better than nothing. Right? I can crawl up and down the walls. I can do the ceiling if I need to. I can
Or
kind of
yeah,
run
I
away.
mean, yeah,
Well,
you could
I can do whatever.
You could crawl down the wall to the floor and then explore, right?
And then over, yeah. Well, I wouldn't do it on the floor itself because I don't want to be squished,
What if-
but I would crawl along the
What if
the
you
wall.
went on the bottom of a cart, and then you could always like
My only
wet-
concern is what if I can't? What if it drops off into the lava?
Right.
You guys have to wait for me for 15 minutes for it to come around, I suppose, if I don't come back, or I'm dead. I kind of like that idea, actually. I could be in a
yeah,
cart.
I mean, you could always web yourself down, you know, if you see something happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, Spider Groot.
Spider Groot. Does whatever
So
Spider
it's been about
can
10 minutes
and
since it's been about 10 minutes since the dwarves stopped
gonna
loading
do
the
that.
ore cart.
Yeah.
I am going to turn into a spider, and I am going to.
Well, hey, so while Groot's doing his exploratory, how about some of us go back and load some more carts to buy us some time, so they don't think anything is amiss?
I mean,
Can't hurt.
there isn't any more carts coming down to
There are no
load
more
from.
carts coming down. Oh, okay.
The cart was not empty. There was,
Okay.
I mean, the cart was not empty. If you're talking about refilling the bucket chain, just to differentiate the two, we'll say the carts
Yeah.
are what's
Right.
coming from the mines, and the buckets are what are going around.
Yeah, yeah.
There's enough. I mean, there's a little bit left in that they weren't done unloading it, so you could actually theoretically put some more in there.
Yeah, let's go do
Sure.
that quick.
Yeah, good idea.
Okay.
Buy us some time.
Okay.
Load some shit up.
If you didn't already have used your inspiration, that would be enough to get you a point. You do only get one per session, but that it was a very smart idea. So while Groot's doing that, you guys are gonna basically finish unloading that cart into the buckets to get a fresh supply going. In the meanwhile, Groot, you're going to turn into a spider, and where specifically are you going to go?
I think I'm going to skip the idea of being on the cart or the buckets. I'm going to start just going around in circles along the wall, and then I'm going to go north first, then east, then around, then over, and I'm going to try and stay basically on a wall, try and stay hidden, but I don't want to go onto the ceiling just yet, and I just want to see what's going on. That's my goal.
Okay, and your movement speed as a large spider is what?
Let's find out.
I'm going to roll in the meantime to see how many rounds worth of ore are left to be loaded in this cart. Okay.
40 feet.
Probably about two 2 rounds worth of. Okay, so 40 feet. So first, it's going to basically take you. Yeah, it's going to take you a while because each one of these squares is 10 feet. So to get to there, that would. Oh, Jesus. Frickin' roll 20, right tool. Okay, here we go. So by the time you get to where you are now, the cart pretty much will be full, or be emptied, and the others will have loaded everything they can on there. But that does buy you another 15 minutes worth of time to explore. From where you're at there, you can see another 60 feet, and I'm assuming you've kind of positioned yourself at the midpoint so you can see both the floor and the ceiling.
Yep.
So you would see the gantry and extending there. So this gantry is about the same level as the bucket chain, just about. You can see that it actually is an entrance that extends that way some ways.
All right, so let's keep going. And we'll go over to here.
Okay. Then on the... Are you above or below the gantry?
Above.
Okay. So looking down, you can see from there then it's a passageway that opens up that way, and the gantry continues.
Wow, this is fucking huge.
Oh yeah, it extends, and you hear more clapping noises and barking of some, like I said, enormous creatures.
So there is nothing on this gantry right now and down here, right?
You see no creatures moving on or below the gantry.
So I move out to here.
Okay, crawling
I
on
can
top of the
see.
gantry and looking out. All right, so
Yeah.
you can now see the line of carts. Oh, I have to keep switching tools to scroll the map, and then back to the reveal tool, because Roll20 is brain dead. 60 feet, you would see a bit more that way. So yeah, you can see the room extending further, and you still don't see any movement. Again, you catch gleams of reflected shininess of something very large further in the chamber, but it's really not much more than a vague level of detail.
So I'm going to go underneath the gantry and just continue on and keep going on the gantry underneath it just in case there's something up on the gantry.
Okay. Let's see. Hang on, I'm decreasing a counter here. Okay. From that position, you can see the DM try and flail with his tools for a while until he finally finds what he's looking for, and it extends further in that direction.
Buckets and buckets and buckets.
Yes.
Okay, we keep going, and I'm gonna haul ass this time. I'm gonna move 80. I can double move, right?
Yes.
Why not?
And what size
double
spider
move
are
all the
you?
way over there. Medium.
Medium. Okay. If you're double moving, go ahead and make a stealth check as you do so.
So you're not a spider wearing tap shoes.
Okay. Yeah, no problem. So you get to that point and scroll the map, change the tool, scroll the map, change the tool. Here we go. You can now see finally the entry point on the opposite side of the chamber where the buckets are re-entering another passageway, which is the same height as the one that the others are at on the other side.
And I see no creatures.
You don't see anything. No, not in your range of vision.
Okay. All right. Well, then I'm gonna haul ass again. So that'd be 40. This would be 80. I'm gonna go right there along the wall.
Okay. All right.
Could he see down here?
Yes, I have. Let me just get to that point. Again,
Yep.
I have to keep switching
Okay.
tools and
I
scrolling
just
the
wasn't
map,
sure if
switching
you were-
tools. And I'm also advancing a counter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you see now. Yeah, that's what you see.
All right. I'm gonna continue on. I'm gonna go around. That's 5, 10, 15. I'd say that's 40. Let's go right there.
Let me just pull something up here, and actually, because there is something else that you see. I mean, you see those kind of darker shadows on the ground?
Yeah.
That is something of interest. I just need to double check. It looks like a giant adamantine igloo in the center. That circular round part that's in shadow. That's like 50 feet down, but it looks like a giant igloo kind of made out of adamantium. There's some sort of a hatch kind of on the south side that you can see now that you're kind of moving around to that angle. It's mostly in shadow though, and it's completely dark. It doesn't look like
This
there's any
thing?
illumination coming out of it. But there were
No, I
some.
think over here.
What's that?
You mean,
Where is
this,
it?
right?
Yeah, that
Here,
circular
that-
area. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What are?
So is there a hole in the top of it?
Yeah, it looks like there's some kind of big. It looks like a big round chimney kind of sticking out of the top of it.
Mm.
Oh, okay.
Looks like it might
That
be
is-
some kind of big forge of some sort.
Oh, don't want to drop in there then, right?
Yeah. Ah!
So if you move to there, let me move my counter. I really shouldn't be using a D20 as a counter because I have to keep finding the right spot on the die. Up, tool change, shift, slide, tool change. 6. So you now start to see another gantry, and make a perception check. You see another apparatus that's kind of extending out from this gantry.
I don't think I updated my perception check would use Groot's perception, not the spiders. 13.
Yeah, it's tough for you to tell what it is. It looks like it's supporting something that's hanging out over the edge, but you're not
Alright.
really 100% sure.
Well, I am going to go all the way up to the gantry and go on and crawl underneath the gantry to there.
Okay. All right. So now you can see that as you get closer to it, it kind of reveals itself to be a big crane of enormous proportion, and it's holding suspended something that looks like a gigantic adamantine arm.
Hell?
And off to actually make another perception check.
Okay.
Nice.
To the southwest, you see, coming out of the shadows, an enormous form of a massive fire giant that comes striding up. He's actually got his back kind of to you. He's looking in the other direction, and he kind of claps his hands, which is kind of thunderous sounding. He's dressed very regally, like he's got some sort of ceremonial, not ceremonial, but more, I don't know. He's dressed better than the average fire giant would be.
It's not working clothes.
And he's on the ground, not on the gantry level.
Nope, he's on the ground.
All right.
Go say
So
hi. Go say hi.
I'm gonna scurry up to the top of the crane, and I'm gonna stay there and move actually right there and see if I can see a little more.
Okay. Damn it. There we go. And shift and move and shift and reveal. Okay, so you can see now there's another entryway off to your east where this gantry is visible. And
This is so big. Yep. All right. And there's nobody on the gantry right now.
no other creatures, but you do see vaguely some other forms slightly smaller than the fire giant moving just out of your range of vision, and they're kind of moving a little bit fast, like running around.
On the ground.
Yeah, on the ground.
All right, so I'm going to stay on the gantry, and I'm going to continue to go this way all the way down to there.
Okay. So from there you see another crane. Extending down.
This is never ending.
No,
Oh
it's
my
a
God.
massive, massive room. And yeah, it's looking like actually you no now you start to you're close enough now you can kind of see below this. You see this kind of shadowy form that's underneath the crane
Yep.
itself, suspended and steadied by these huge chains near the middle of the room, are this enormous helmed head and upper torso of what looks to be some massive construction, like kind of humanoid in shape, but utterly massive in size. It's
Must be making some kind of iron, some massive golem
Golem
type
or
thing.
something.
it
yeah.
looks like some kind of a
Adamant.
huge construct. I mean, absolutely
Yep.
massive, but it's also made out of pure adamantine.
All right, so
Which-
I think I hear the clock ticking, and I'm going to start hauling ass, and so I'm going to move 80 all the way over to here.
Okay. So over to there, you actually catch sight of the other side of the bucket ring as it's exiting another side of the chamber. And it's this one's proceeding in the opposite direction to the one to the north.
Ah, okay.
And the room still extends downward, although it's starting to kind of
I'm gonna-
curve.
I'm going to do, what do you say? I'm gonna haul ass there. I can move farther than that, but I'm going down there.
There is another passageway, by the way, that these came out of.
Check. I want to get back to my friends, so I want to do a circuit. It's just taking so fucking long. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Okay, so you move to there. You see another gantry to the south.
So I can move. There is 80. That's a round. So I'm gonna do it again. So another round. I'm hauling ass again.
So you guys have basically seen him go off into the darkness, and you still hear the clapping noises and everything going on, but they haven't changed in tone. As you draw closer here, I'm actually going to provide a little bit more illumination because there's a brazier lit here. There's another gantry that actually has stairs going down to the ground level below, and
Okay.
then there's a brazier that's actually providing some illumination.
All right. I am going to. So this would get me to. Let's see here. So this would be 30. I'm gonna 50, 80.
You are able to glimpse down that there is a portcullis that's one of those, basically this like the one that was in the blocking the Yak
Yep.
folk village, but it is a hallway going south into some kind of a larger
And
chamber.
it's down, right? And the portcullis is down, right?
Yes, it is. It's closed.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't really hear too much going on. You hear some kind of yells of voices coming from that room, but you can't really make out. Actually, what languages do you speak?
I speak every language you need me to speak. I speak Giant, Common, Elvish, and Druidic.
Okay, it's none of those languages.
All right.
All right, so you see the bucket train. From that point, you can see the bucket train re-entering from there. Now, stop time. Everyone else, make perception checks.
You guys are fucked.
Fudged. Oh,
So I'm going to assume you
yeah,
guys
look at
are
those rolls.
over in the hallway again. You weren't just standing in the middle of the room. Ooh, mirror. That's one hell of a double crit
Damn.
perception check.
Can I have one of those?
All right, hang on. I gotta close this. Gotta minimize that. Gotta select this. Gotta select that. So it's been 15 minutes since you refilled the bucket. Okay, so while you guys are standing there waiting, Mirror, you hear something come around the corner, like the large footsteps coming around the corner in the room behind you. You actually can't see where you are.
Oh, like from back here.
In that, well, Samriel. Okay, first of all, Samriel and Valdry, are you in that room?
Yeah. No, after we finished loading, we just didn't move back up. We weren't
Wait,
going to stay
so-
there.
Would we have? Are there more to load, or are we out of?
We're out.
You ran
we
out
loaded what
15
was
minutes
left.
ago. It's been
So,
15
okay.
minutes
We would
since
have
you
gone.
ran out.
We would have gone back.
Yeah.
That's what I
If
was
there's
gonna.
nothing more to load, then yeah, I would have gone back.
Okay, so position yourself exactly where you. Okay, there you go. So at this point, none of you can see what's going on, and none of you heard it except for Mirror. But you heard what sound like large footfalls coming in that room behind you.
Ah,
Yeah.
crap.
I mentioned it to everybody. Like, do you guys hear that?
And I think I'm
Well,
going to roll initiative.
I've-
I'm going to have everyone roll initiative now because it's going to go round and round as to
Okay.
what you do and how far you can move. It's going to make a difference.
Okay.
So I'm gonna yell out, "Hear what?"
I wouldn't have. So I didn't hear it with an 18, huh?
Yeah, actually, I'd say that was close enough. You would hear it as well.
Ooh, look at that. There's an initiative roll for you.
Nice.
I didn't hear Jack.
And you didn't hear. I ain't heard shit. Ooh.
You want me to roll for weary, or are you gonna?
She's just going to
Oh,
move.
Weary's
I'll
not
just have her
going to
move on your
combat.
turn. She's not going to do
Okay.
any kind of combat or anything.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
I smack you with my massive 4 hit points.
Groot, you're on there. Serendil, Valdrew. Who's missing? Mirror, I don't see you on there.
I rolled 10.
I don't see you on the initiative.
You must not have had your token selected.
Oh, I did.
Really?
Yeah,
Well, you're not on the
because
initiative.
I moved her. I'll put her in. I'll roll again, and then change it.
Okay. Oh, and crack. I got to do crack too.
Crack
8,
again,
8, 10,
Paul?
whatever. I'll leave it at.
Don't do crack, Paul. It's bad for you.
Yeah. Stay off the crack.
He got a 4.
There you go.
I got a
Oof.
rock.
Yeah, rock.
No, you got a crack.
Yeah, I got a
Yeah,
crack. Okay, so this is going to be fun going back and forth, scrolling across this massive map to get to Groot. But Groot, you are first, so you have no idea what's going on there. You're just exploring and moving.
So I am moving 80 again. So 20, 40, 60, 80.
Okay, so again, the bucket entrance you can see extends in just up. Once I get the right tool. Come on, really? Select the damn tool. Thank you. Extends further in that direction. From there, you can see that, there's more arms jutting off of this massive construct. And the gantry-way goes up and looks like it turns a corner, and there's another crane on the corner.
Jesus. Dude. It's killing me. Check.
Okay,
Next.
hang on. I'm scrolling multiple screens here. There we go. Okay, so that was Groot. Serendil, it's your turn.
Okay, and I don't see anything.
From your particular vantage point, let's see. Actually, you have different field of vision than Mirror, but you did not make your. Oh well, actually,
My perception was crap.
yeah. So I would say you noticed, Mirror is like, hey, kind of pointing in that direction, and Valdry is also
Okay.
noticing there's something going on in that room, but you at the moment don't see anything. Let me just confirm that with an arrow here. You do not see anything.
Okay, I start singing my blade song just in case. And then I'm gonna. Well, if I go here, the thing will hit me, right?
If you go where? Oh, if
I
you stand in
go-
front of the cart, yeah, one will hit you.
It'll hit
Whack.
me. Or I go up behind Samuel and say, "What do you see?"
Well, isn't the thing coming from this direction?
From which
Over here?
direction? From that direction?
Yeah.
Oh, which way were you pointing? I thought you were pointing the other way.
The sound is coming from
Sorry.
the west.
Oh, it's coming from
So
the west.
from about this side,
All right,
yeah.
well then I walk over this way and look, see what there is to see.
Okay,
Do I
you
see
don't
anything?
see anything moving at this point, and you already made your perception check, so that's you don't hear anything
Yeah,
at this point.
yeah.
Okay. Okay, then Valdry's up.
Then I'll just stand there and look around like a dummy.
So I heard something, but I didn't see something, so I'm going to ready an action. Or ready a guiding bolt. If something does pop in front of me, I'm going to let him have it.
Okay, so, and you're staying where you're at?
Yeah,
Okay. Samuel.
why not? I'll get toasted again. Why not?
Like that. So I'm gonna move to here, and I'm gonna also ready an action if I see something like a giant or an ogre or one of those lizard people, like something that clearly looks like it's large and going to attack us. I'm going to cast Dissonant Whispers at it.
Okay. Mirror.
Yep. Okay. First, I tell Weary to move up by Crack and tell him that we heard a noise back here, and then I'm just gonna move my like 30 feet like to there.
Well, I'm going to say you can't end your turn in the path of these things because they're constantly moving. So essentially keep...
Oh, I thought they were like above us.
No,
Okay.
they're at ground
it.
level because they
Alright.
have to load them up and from the carts.
Oh yeah, that makes sense, right? They're hovering above this room.
They're on a suspended chain that's along the
Yep,
ceiling, but
right.
their actual level is the floor level so that they can be loaded by
Yeah.
the slaves, some of which are actually small
Right.
creatures.
Yep. Okay. So I'll stay right where I'm at there.
Okay. Crack is informed by Weary that there's something behind you, so he says, stay behind me, or us, and 5,
Yep.
10, 15,
Stay in the
20.
middle here.
He dashes up to here, and we'll keep an eye peeled. At this point, from around the corner of the northwest of this large room, you see a giant turn the corner, but it's slightly smaller than a normal giant. I've got to find out here what exact size. Oh, that's the name of the... Really? Roll 20, come on.
Oh, he's probably looking to see, coming in to see what's going on. Maybe, I don't know.
Where's my workers?
Arr.
Okay. So he is, basically he looks like a young adult fire giant. He's still large. Actually,
Sure.
he's about 9
Just not
feet tall. He's wearing actually what looks like a chain shirt. And
So he's a dwarf giant.
yeah, he's a dwarf giant. No, he has kind of a really perpetually stupid look on his face. Like he's always kind of confused by the world and resentful of that fact. Anyway, he comes around the corner here. I'm going to give him a perception check, but at disadvantage because of the moving ore carts and general noise and chaos of the forge that he just came out of. It's darker
Well,
in
and
here.
is this room dark or is it illuminated?
It's mostly
need
dark.
to
I mean,
send-
there's some illumination coming from the west where the carts are coming through and around the corner, but this room is not itself illuminated.
Okay.
He looks around but doesn't see anything and slowly begins to move in the direction of the carts. But that's all he does. So any of you with line of effect or line of sight to him as he came around that corner directly from where you're at would have your ready to actions triggered.
Yeah, I'm not line of sight because I'm third in line. So.
Yep.
Yeah,
And I'm holding my action to see what he does.
Yeah, Crack didn't have a ready to action. He dashed basically to where he was. So
Yep.
Rendiel, I
And
don't.
he
Either
doesn't.
end,
He
yeah.
doesn't know we're here yet, anyway. So.
I had no ready to action.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, I think nothing happens.
Yeah, but you now are fully aware, and Crack like turns around and he's like, Groot, back to you. You're in the lower corner of the map.
Baby. Spider group.
All right, so I'll do another 80 move. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60.
Okay. From your vantage point there, you can see that I'm just going to kind of fill in the gaps here. 1, 2, 3, 4. You're still not able to see what's been barking down on the floor. Again, you just out of your vision, you can see kind of these shadowy forms jumping and lumbering about. But you see that this crane
Holy
is suspending what looks to be like some huge adamantine blade that extends off into the
Holy
distance.
crap.
And the gantry is continuing. You can see that off that way it actually does turn. Oh, there's actually illumination there too, so that actually would provide you with some.
50, 60, 70, 80. Okay. That's what I did.
All right, and so that actually from there you can see that there is a hallway that opens up in that direction. Okay, so that's you. I'm going to move back to the other side here, and it's Serendiel's turn.
Okay, I'm going to click my boots together, and then I'm going to move up here, and I'm going to say to him, because, first of all, what does he look like again? Could you describe him to me?
Well, again, he is a fire giant, but he looks like an adolescent fire giant. He's wearing a chain shirt, and yeah,
9 feet tall.
he's 9 feet tall.
Hey,
said
what
he
are you
had kind of
guys doing in here?
He said you said he had kind of a goofy looking look on his face.
Well, he just looks pissed off and kind of grumpy, and like, the world hates me.
Okay. Well, I go up here and I say,
Christmas cards.
"Hey, buddy, my name's Serendio. What's yours?"
Okay. He like does a double take at you.
Let's do it in common.
You're saying in common? Okay.
Look at Kyle. Oh my God, we're all gonna die here. 20
So
minutes left.
you're
We're
the
not
one
all
that
gonna
fucked
die.
up the
It's a
bucket
red
train. And now a big smile comes across his face like, oh, good, I get to kill somebody. And he pulls out a battle axe.
All right.
Valdry, it's your turn.
Mother puss bucket.
Hey, you guys can. I went out there by myself. I'm the distraction.
All right, I'm gonna budge my way past Crack and Mirror, and I'm gonna target him with guiding bolt.
Okay.
Why not light this party?
All right,
You
you
have
hit
line of
him.
sight on him?
I do.
He just moved.
Wait,
Oh, no,
actually,
I-
there are
wait,
three.
wait,
These
wait,
these
yeah,
three
yeah,
stone
yeah,
pillars
yeah.
are in the way. Yeah, these are actually
Oh,
three
yeah,
big
so-
stone pillars.
And so I do not have line of
Sorry.
sight. I'm trying to think where I was if I can still. If
You were back there.
Yeah, so from there,
You actually would still have a hard time seeing.
see him, yeah, because of the distance. Even if I got out to, 30 feet would get me there. Yeah, so I would not. So I'm gonna go. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go around the corner.
Yeah, you know something's there because you saw Serena walk out and then
there.
say something in greeting to it.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go out to about there.
Yeah, okay. So from there you can see this fire giant that is just now unloading a great big battle axe and looking.
That's 15.
He's got a great shit-eating grin on his face, like, "Hey, I finally get to have some fun today."
Now, can I see him from here?
Sure.
You have dark vision.
I do. Just
Yeah, there's
16
enough
feet, but
illumination. He's
is
kind
it
of backlit.
illuminated so I can see. Okay.
He's backlit enough that you could target him.
All right. So then, I'd hit him from there.
Well, you just did a
You
double
roll-
move,
you
a
want me to roll?
dash, so you could.
Oh,
No, he
wait.
didn't.
No, I moved 30 feet.
That was 30 feet. Where were you? I thought you
So
were back here.
I was here to the corner.
No.
Okay, 17 to, so that I get 13. So yeah, I'd be right behind the column. All right, so I will dash to get where I'm at, and that'll be my action.
Okay. Samuel.
So there's probably no chance I'm gonna. Yeah, I can dash maybe. I'm just gonna dash 60 feet, so right about there.
Are you trying to be stealthy?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to kind of stay behind the. How tall are these again?
They're about 5. Let me find it again. I think they're 10 feet deep, but let me double check that. They might be.
Because I mean, I'm 5 foot tall, so or 5'4", so it shouldn't be hard for me to hide, even if they're 5 feet.
Right.
I crouch down a little.
Each one is 10 feet long, 6 feet wide, and 6 feet deep.
Okay, and I'm 5'4", so I can hide without even ducking.
Yes.
Pretty easily. So I try to kind of stay stealthy and stay behind them.
Okay, but since you were dashing, go ahead and make a stealth check at disadvantage. Okay, no problem there. Oh wow, he rolled a massively high perception check and he still didn't see you.
Take that.
Yeah. Okay, so that's your turn, Mirror.
All right. So I'm right on that line. So 10, 20, 30. I'm gonna stop right there.
Okay, yeah, you can't see what they're facing, but you can see the direction they're facing.
Right. And that's kind of, I wanted that concealment still.
Okay, yeah, right now you have total cover from that pillar.
Yep.
Crack. He saw you guys go running out, and he's like, "Oh, fuck it!" He pulls out his battle axe, and he runs shouting into the room.
Nice.
He's just basically gonna dash. Yeah, he'll dash up to that pillar. And now it's the okay. So that definitely got the fire giant's attention. So now he sees two targets. He sees the guy in armor charging at him. I mean, this jet black armor with the red pinstriping, the evil-looking helmet, and this enormous battle axe. And then he sees Serendil, who has no armor.
Hey, buddy.
Let's see. What's his movement? He's only got a 30-foot movement speed, so there really isn't a charge action, so he can't really attack you. But he's gonna basically run right at you with his battle axe. and he's like, "Ugh!" And that's all he can do.
Okay.
Over to Groot.
Alrighty. Let's see, where am I? I will do 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60.
Okay, you see most of this hallway. Well, you see all of the width of the hallway. It goes off into darkness. And the remainder, there's another brazier lit over here. I'm just going to illuminate this whole area. So you can see that that
All right.
other crane is suspending the other side of this massive scimitar that is being held up.
All right, move there.
Okay.
That's it.
That's your movements. We're back to Serendil. You've got this enormous fire giant charging at you with a battle axe.
All right, I use my natural ability to cast Misty Step,
Okay.
which puts me roughly here.
All right. Poof. And he's like, oh, who took my toy away?
I can't do that.
And then I'll chromatic orb his ass.
Literally.
23.
That
Nice.
easily hits him.
I'm gonna do cold, and I'm just gonna do a regular one. So 14 points
Nice.
of cold, and then I'm gonna. Well, let's see. I still can move. So, oh yeah, I have a 50-foot move with my boots on and my blade song. So I run behind the pillar.
Okay. So you hit him with the chromatic orb and literally in the ass.
Cold.
And he
Mhm.
like falls just about
Okay.
falls over, grabs his ass and just starts screaming, "Ah, Dad!" And the voice echoes. Yeah. Okay,
Oh,
Groot, you can hear it
that.
from where you are.
Oh shit. Oh shit. Get ready to run, boys.
Baldry, it's your
He
turn.
yelled, "Dad!" That's what he yelled, "Dad!"
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, God.
Oh shit.
That's not good.
Get ready to run, boys.
You notice also that what he's wearing looks kind of frilly, like he's more than just like your average fire giant adolescent.
Yeah.
He's a dandy.
He's a prince or something.
All right. Let's try guiding bolt on him. See if this one hits.
Yeah, actually it does.
Nice.
Whew. He takes 12 radiant,
Nice.
Okay.
and then
Um,
and then I'm going to move back back kind of behind this pillar with mirror. And say, hey, mind if I borrow some pillar with you?
okay, so you're a holy fire consumed part of
Holy
him.
fire!
Yeah, he's just like, ah! And yeah, it's not his turn, but you can sell. He drops his battle axe and looks like he wants to run away. Samuel, you're up.
I'm going to move up to here.
Hey, buddy.
And I'm going to shoot a crossbow bolt at him.
Nice.
What the heck?
Or beating up on a teenager.
Nice.
Okay, your crossbow bolt takes him square in the forehead, and he's like, ah! He like creaks forward, backward, and then he tips over, end over, ass over tea kettle, right into one of the ore carts, and lands with his feet sticking straight up in the air.
Oh shit!
Uh-oh.
And now you hear from that chamber in Groot, you hear this very loudly, exactly where the that large fire giant who is playing fetch with something else. You hear him,
Fuck.
Zoltumber! And the sound of enormous footsteps thudding rapidly.
Oh, fudge.
So did that kid die just now?
Yes.
Oh,
Oh man.
I thought he just fell.
No,
in
he
the
died.
thing.
He's
Okay.
well, as far as you can. His feet
Right.
are lying motionless, sticking straight up.
Okay.
Mirror, it's your turn.
Guys, and I know we were supposed to get more dwarves. We need to get the hell out of here, otherwise we're gonna be toast.
Maybe.
Oh yeah, Weary was like, "What the hell am I gonna do here?"
No, I was
Where is she? The
I
hell
was
outta here.
leaving her there to.
Yeah,
tell
well,
Groot what was
Crack
going
kind of
on.
moved forward to the attack because he thought that
Yeah.
that's where the attack would be coming from. So
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna 10, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. I'm gonna move there. And if
the cart is
Groot-
demolished, by the way, when I landed in it. When I said he
Oh,
landed in it,
okay.
it's not he landed on it, and it basically went.
right,
Scheisse.
I'm gonna wait there for Groot.
Okay,
I'm at the end of this tunnel here.
I can't see you. Where are you?
I can't see you.
Can you? Oh, you moved on that
Look
side. I'm sorry. You're
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
I was looking
right
by the
there.
cart. Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
Okay, Crack. He just heard the thud and everything, and kind of, oh shit. So he yells over to Weary, "We need to get out of here now!" And he's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. He's basically running in the direction of the tunnel. And he
Yep.
stops there to make sure Weary, and she actually would move to 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30,
Yeah.
35, 40,
I know, we gotta bail. I'm just waiting for Groot.
So yeah, Zoltember is dead. So it's Groot's turn.
So he's not alone.
All right.
And
We're
actually,
gonna move.
you would not see
We're gonna
that
move.
fire giant. You would just hear him.
20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80.
Okay, Mirror, you catch sight of the spider crawling frantically along the wall.
I was like, come on, we're leaving.
Shit's about to go down.
Okay.
Shit got real.
Shit got real.
That was Groot. Serendial's up.
Run.
I don't see anything, right?
Not at the moment, no.
See a giant.
See heard a dead giant
And you
fall.
probably heard Crack saying, "We gotta get the fuck out of here."
Pretty much, yeah.
All right. I'm gonna cast invisibility.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
bastard.
how long does it last? That lasts up to an hour. So I'm gonna cast invisibility, and then I'm gonna move. Right up there. Okay, and that'll be my turn. Right here.
Okay, and Valdry?
Valdry is heeding Crack's advice, and I am going to dash. I can get to about there with my move. Double move, dash, yeah. Right about there, so not quite in the tunnel. I'll be next to a pair of legs sticking straight up.
Okay. And let me. Okay. Then would be Samuel.
If I go up there, if I dash, would I be able to search his to see if he has anything on his body? Like,
No, that would basically.
is that an action?
Yeah, if you want to search him, that'd be the equivalent of an action.
Okay.
Well, you could still
I would say
get
you could
close
just
and-
barely get to him and probably do that. I mean,
and search. Yeah.
it's like
Okay.
35 feet. It's close enough.
You got a round. Yeah.
If we got
Okay.
enough people out there, could we drag his carcass up into the tunnel so he wasn't immediately obviously when Papa showed up?
He's large. He's not. I mean, he's 9 feet tall, but he's a large creature. So combined, you two guys could probably move him, but you'd be basically moving at basically half your
Half
movement
speed.
speed.
Yeah. Something to think about.
I'm just gonna search him on my way through.
Yeah.
He
Good
has
idea.
got a battle axe and a javelin. They're both kind of larger than normal size, so they'd be awkward for you to use. As well as a chain shirt, kind of, like I said, fancier clothes, with, you know, kind of a fire ignan style design chic to them. It's like what all the adolescent boy fire giants are wearing these days, but more royal or regal, if you will. I think that's all he's got on him.
Okay. And my turn is done.
Okay. Actually, let me check something here. Okay. Mirror, you're up.
All right. I can probably see Groot, right?
Yes.
Okay. I lock with one of his 8 eyes. And I kind of wave my arms like we are running. And then
Marines, we are
I,
leaving.
dash 30, probably to about there.
Alrighty. Crack. He's gonna basically wait until Weary. He's actually gonna move to here and then make sure that Weary is protected.
Yep.
And, it's gonna.
Sounds good.
And actually, she would. I keep forgetting to move her on your turn, so they together would move
I'll
up to be
move.
about there.
Okay.
Groot, you're up.
All right, 80 feet. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. Okay. Done.
All right. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm moving somebody else. Somebody else's. lots of somebody else's. Let's just say it's taking me a minute here. Really, I'm kind of surprised that fire giants don't move faster than that.
Oh darn.
They probably would if it was windy.
You're thinking cloud giants. Okay,
Oh.
Sorendiel's up.
It would just blow their embers around.
And you already checked over Samuel. You already checked over kid giant. I'm just gonna walk over here and wait. Try to cover Groot if he needs assistance. I'm invisible, so what the hell?
Okay,
Yeah,
that's it.
right.
Valdry. You don't see Sorendiel at all, so.
Yeah. Well, I am continuing the exit up the shaft. So hell yeah, let's double move. Let's dash up there.
Oh,
Over.
you gotta let the dog out.
Did I see what was up here when I was standing over that way?
You just see that's another tunnel with tracks extending off into the distance.
Okay. Cool.
And Samuel's up.
I am going to do the same thing. How far? I'll be like right behind Valdry.
Cool.
Okay, Mira. Oh wait, he went to get the dog. I'm going to assume he's booking, or she's booking. 5,
I
10,
would think so.
20.
I hope so. Oh, there he is.
Oh, okay, Mirror. I was just about to move you, but I'll let you take care of it. It's your turn.
Okay. So 40, 50, 60, 80.
Okay, now Weary has a movement speed of 25, so she can move at max 50 feet.
Oh, okay.
So it's
Yeah.
up to
You
you
can
guys. I
almost
mean,
carry her.
Crack is going to make sure that he's not going to move faster than her.
Right.
So if you
Yeah.
guys want to take off, he says, you guys go ahead and run down the tunnel, get out of here. I'll, stay behind, or I'll, move her speed and make sure she's protected. You guys need to get going. And he moves.
What
basically.
are you? Yeah. What
One
are
of us
you
can
gonna
carry
do to
her.
protect her?
What? You all
Man,
spoke at once. I
think
didn't hear
we
what you
should
said.
all.
I said, what are you gonna do to protect her? We should all stay with her. You by
Right.
yourself aren't gonna stop a fire giant.
He says, "You want to bet?"
Yeah, I will bet.
He says, "Fine. I bet you 100 gold I can take down a fire giant by myself. But let's prove it another time, shall we?"
Okay, we'll prove it another time.
Fair-
But we're
fair
staying
enough.
together.
All right, Groot.
Groot, he will move as he can. Let's see here. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. Here we go.
Serendial.
Could you turn back into yourself and then do
I
your
will, but
your Strider thing?
Are there chains laying around near me from the slaves?
There's bits of broken off manacle and chain, none longer than a length of like 6 inches or so. But yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but clearly they're the chains that the what I want to do is gather up a bunch of them, dump them on Junior, so that it looks like they
killed him.
They killed him
Yeah. good idea.
Okay.
because they're gonna come. Whoever they are, they're gonna come in here and they're gonna see that he's dead and the dwarves are gone. So
Yeah, he doesn't have any arrows or anything.
they don't know
in him.
that Well, he does have an arrow in him, in his forehead.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Pull that out.
Crossbow bolt.
I was
so
actually
do
going to
that. I
offer you an intelligence check to see if you'd remember that. But yes, good call.
I gather up a bunch of chains and dump them on Junior and pull out the arrow. I assume that'll take a round or a couple of rounds, probably.
I'd say they're pretty close at hand. You broke them pretty close
All right.
there. So sure. I'd say that's your round, or that's your...
And I'm still invisible because I'm not attacking.
Yeah, so
anyone.
Groot, you see these chains actually lift off the ground and start piling themselves onto this body, and you see this crossbow bolt go.
I said, Groot, it's me. Get
Yeah,
out
well,
of
I'm a spider. I won't be able to say anything.
Yeah.
Well, you'd hear me though.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, you hear more thudding footsteps from elsewhere in the complex. Voldry, it's your turn.
I'm gonna move back. I'm gonna move back to Weary, and I say I will carry you. She's small enough. She's only like 40 pounds.
Yeah, you would be able to likely carry her without too much trouble.
Okay.
And
So
she's
then
very
I'll
light.
pick her up, and then
thin.
I will move another. So I'll go. So that's like 25 back to get her, and then I will do the rest of my movement up to about there.
Yeah, I'm not going to bother with
With
weight
her.
calculations because she's so light. I mean, she's
Yeah.
half starved. So
Yeah.
and being small, I'm
Right.
just going to
So
say.
so move her up. So move her up next to me.
Okay, so is anyone slower than 30-foot movement?
No.
Okay, then the party's normal movement speed. What is your intention from this point? Are you going to flee up the tunnel as far as you can?
Yeah, I'd say try
Yes.
to get the hell out as far as we can.
It's as much. I know Crack wants to rescue more dwarves, but I think at this point our cover has been blown
Mhm.
potentially.
Right?
Us dying doesn't help be
Yeah.
other dwarves.
Yeah.
We have
Either.
we've gathered lots of intel to take back to
Yes.
to the Citadel Adbar.
Yeah.
Since I'm invisible, I was gonna hang back maybe 50 feet away from Junior up the tunnel, invisible, and see what happens. And then, depending on what they happen, I still have my speed boots,
Yeah.
and my blade song still will last for a while. I can run 100 per round, so I was gonna get the shit out of here. If they decide to come up the tunnel like they're coming to kill a bunch of people, then I'll run my ass off. But
Okay.
I have an hour of invisibility, so
And the rest of you are going to book down the tunnel at full speed?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Try to get the hell out and
so
rendezvous.
I'll be like there-ish, I guess. Let's see.
Okay. That sounds like an acceptable scenario. I'm assuming Groot, I mean, it's one more round and he'd be in there.
Yeah.
So everyone else, basically move yourself, way up to the top, out of the way here. Serendil, you're hanging back. After the equivalent of about, well, it's a few minutes probably, but you hear the sounds of lots of people, kind of, or large creatures, I should say, running into the room. And milling about. You can only catch a glimpse from, you said you're about 50 feet away, but you see,
Yeah, I put myself about where I am. So.
you see at least 2 or 3 fire giants moving around, a couple ogres, and then they all kind of stand aside respectfully, and then you see that they actually all go quiet and kind of avoid looking at each other. As they stand over the body of this kid. And then you hear what sounds like the loudest shriek of fury and anger that you've ever heard in your life, emitted from a...
Shit. No. Look what they did to my boy.
Yeah.
And suddenly Liam Neeson. Fire giant. I will get revenge.
So it's up to you. You want to stick around because he here basically the only thing you can make out of this, incoherent mass of shouts and screams is find them and kill them all.
Okay, I will beat feet then. So I will go as fast as I can while invisible.
Okay. Yeah, you make... Yeah, all haste. Again, fire giants actually do not move any faster than you would. Their movement speed is actually 30. You guys are beating feet, making haste. I would say that you are able to make your way up the mines. If you want to keep going, it depends on what you want to do. Do you want to exit the mines entirely, or are you going to go into the mines and try and hide in them, or what is your plan here to escape these
I
giants?
think
At this point, get the hell out.
We got enough intel. I think our plan is to go back to the Citadel and report.
Yeah, we saved a bunch of lives, as many as we could, and we got a lot of intel. Let's just get out.
Okay. I'm going to say that unless something unlucky happens... Well, tell you what. Everyone roll a d20.
Oh boy.
Well,
You want
I was going to say that. All right, let's roll a d20 first. See what happens.
Ooh.
Oh God.
Ooh.
Don.
What, low is bad?
Yeah.
Usually.
There are a couple cases where Valdry stumbles and drops weary.
Yeah, you're carrying Weary and
So-
dropping her.
I'll just turn into a giant wolf, and everybody can ride me, or a bear. I mean,
Yeah, sure.
I'd move 50. I'll be a freaking horse. Actually, I could turn into a horse.
I don't know that you could carry everybody on your back,
I'll
though.
ride you, but
So I meant whoever's slow, at least the gnome and probably 2 other people if we wanted to.
Yeah, but if you're keeping
I'm
pace with the
huge.
rest of the group, you'd still be reduced to the slowest speed member. You'd still be
but
a
they
max
can
of
just take
30,
off.
so it wouldn't be any advantage to be a higher speed than that.
They don't have to stay with the slow ones.
Unless you
Take
want to
credit.
abandon your friends and move faster than them. Assuming you all stick
Fuck-
together,
fuck
the
you
group speed effectively
guys!
is 30. That's not any
Let's-
slower than the pursuing giants.
Fine. Let's just keep going.
right.
And I'm going to roll for them as well and see. Okay, well, there was no one rolled, which would have been a possible incident. So you didn't necessarily, for a while there, you could hear them kind of behind you, some distance, not within sight, and you were always able to keep ahead of them. There were a few close calls, but you didn't want to hide off to the side and avoid, or you didn't want to be trapped down there while they started systematically searching the tunnel. So you kept going. I would say that you were able to make it to the Yak Folk village and even get the portcullis up, using your combined strength and everything like you did before, before this fire giants caught up with you. But you're currently suffering one level of exhaustion each, except for Weary or whoever was being carried. But you will have made it to the Yak Folk village at least, and I think there's where we're going to end the session. You're
Nice.
some ways ahead of the fire giants, but they are pissed. And so now
Holy
it's going to
crap.
depend on what you guys do to escape. Wow. I can't believe you fucking killed the kid.
Well, he went down pretty easy. I mean,
Yeah.
geez.
Well, he was a 15-year-old.
Even I was surprised those salamanders went down as easy as they did.
Yeah, they're
Well, you rolling 20,
Yeah, that was
24,
Yeah.
19.
yeah.
I was
you were on fire, just like the salamanders themselves.
Alone.
Yeah.
Fight fire with
Yes.
fire. Anyway, so we will pick
And-
it up next time and figure out what you guys are going to do to escape the final clutches.
Tune in next time. Do they avoid the fire giants, or are they completely cut in half? Doom.
Cool. All right. Thanks a lot, guys. Great session. We'll see you next time.
Woo!
See you again.
Awesome.
All right.
See you guys.
Thanks
Bye.
for accommodating.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Bye-bye.